Tub Thumpers. Part 40 of Tub Thumpers. Guess who we've got on tonight? Oh.
Royalty.
Pardon?
YouTube royalty tonight.
YouTube royalty. Look who it is. As I said, YouTube royalty tonight. Can't believe it. Look at this. Hello, Nick.
Brilliant.
How are you, pal?
Thank you. Oh, brilliant.
Good
Great.
evening, Nicholas.
Only one Kenobi side. You know what I mean? This is when you know you've done 40 episodes in it, when you get eye candy like this, me.
No, you've made it when you're on Tub Thumpers. That's the thing.
Oh, mate, it's so good to see you. This is going to be a great show tonight. How have you been?
Yeah, good, man. Great stuff. Really excited. Been raiding the attic, the loft.
You've been in the attic?
How more than I realized I had, man, to talk about. So
it is good, though. Did you notice when you were going up there?
And
a few people
mess, I tell you that, man.
Did you find stuff though that you forgot all about? Like, oh my life, I didn't know I had this.
Well, yeah,
I
no, the thing is,
this.
Yeah, I just thought, well, do I bring that down with me? I thought, well, yeah, bring it down, man. There's a discussion there. So yeah, look forward to talking about it. But my house is a bit of a mess anyway, man, at the minute. I need to sort out because I've got a lot of stuff I'm selling on eBay at the minute.
Oh, yeah. Are you doing that?
More a mess. Plus, I've ripped my loft apart, moving stuff around to get to certain things, man. So it's all a bit of a mess. But it's all labor of love, man. It's all good.
Oh, brilliant. Let's have a look. You see the lovely Matthew's here. Hello, Matthew. Looking forward to this. Cheers for the heads up. We've got the Universal Toy Collector here. Oh, Stuart, hey, didn't he do a good job at the weekend? All that money. Wow, man. That's unbelievable. Nearly 10 grand. That's unbelievable. G-Force is here. G-Force. PGM is here. The lovely Des is here. Now, the lovely Des has got a bit of an issue, apparently, with our meme. You know, the meme that we usually play, you know, because it's Star Wars or whatever. So I was trying to think, well, I don't understand why he's got an issue with it. So I decided to make him a new one.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please.
And some buggering. Wow.
Plays it cool. He's leading, doesn't he? Leading.
Generations of leading right there. Decades of leading. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm just going to say one thing. Thanks, Zoe. Absolutely brilliant. So hello, Des. Good to see you. Ricardo's here. Would you ever use the name Ricardo, Nick, if you were chatting up a bird? Ricardo. If you're in a bar. Yeah, think about it. If you're in a bar and you're like,
I would say,
you know.
I would say, hello, I am Ricardo.
Yeah.
Right, so he makes it work for him. I
wouldn't say, what's your name? I'm Ricardo.
All right.
Oh,
you're right.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that, does it? Join me for a brunch or something,
eh? Tell you what, everybody's turned up. Kieran's here. Well, Coughlin's here. Oh, you're right, Coughlin. Oh, let's have a look. Who else? Our DTM's here. He says, hello to the chat, Shabby, Si, and Nick. I'm hoping you've got some Star Wars figures. Well, you never know. You see, that's the thing. Because we always assumed, didn't we? Our Gubs would have pulled out loads of Star Wars stuff, and he didn't. Even Matt's collection last week would have expected Star Wars, loads of comics. So you never know. Hello, Claire. Hello, Wizzy.
Claire.
Wow, everybody's turned up. TJC's here. Good old Ops is here. Wow, 50 in the chat already. Thank you all so much. That's brilliant. Cat Knight's here. Wow, man. Let's have a keep going down here. Our bike is here. Kieran says, isn't George having some one-on-one time with Rum soon? I don't know. One-on-one time with Rum. Mr. B. Fastening my seatbelt for this load of thumping tubs. Bring it on. Cheers, George. Oh, that thing when you said that's her from that kayak advert.
Heather.
Oh.
It is though, isn't it, man? Every time I see that advert, I think of Georgie.
Brilliant. Shams, it's her from the kayak advert. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Wow. Oh, there's only one right there. Yeah. Hit that like button. Well, that'd be nice of you. I appreciate that. So it's going to be a good show tonight. Let me get right down here because you know what I'm like for getting behind. Hello, everyone. She's in the chat listening now, Georgie. Oh, cheers, Georgie. Our George is here. Tub Thumpers has a longer intro than the Star Trek motion picture. That's right. That's how many people have been on. I've had to short it as well, but I like it. I like the start bit. Really good. So isn't it just King Charles as he did his favourite songs? King Charles? Oh, he just did a list in his sign, Nick, and Beyonce's on his list or whatever.
Really?
Oh, yeah, apparently Beyonce.
That one.
Yeah. Delvian. Apparently he's just done this thing and he's got Taylor Swift or King of England, Taylor Swift on it, King Charles on it. I was like, Beyonce on it. Did you hear about that side?
I don't buy that. Someone's obviously giving them a list, haven't they?
Yeah. Let's have a look. Jumpy's here.
It's quickly listening to Beyonce. I can't imagine that.
Look who else is here. Look, it's the vintage Toy Rush. Bloody hell, he's turned up. Wow. Absolutely fantastic.
You know how we do it. West side. Coming from the west side. Nothing but the west side.
Yeah.
Coming from the west side.
He's coming from the west side. Yeah. Matt's collection is here. It's gonna be great. Look at that. So easy. So much trouble. Bring back Look at this. You're welcome, Shabby. Absolutely brilliant. I'm trying to find it. Oh, he's our gups. He's our gups. Great to see it. Hey, I tell you what, how big has our gups gone now on YouTube? He's getting flying.
Yeah, well, he's big already, wasn't he, man? He was already famous, isn't it? As they say, as it were.
I suppose he was, yeah. I suppose he was. He's all right for some. Yeah.
Oh, usual Mike.
Oh,
Mike.
Always good to see him, innit? Here we go.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again.
It's quite emotional, that song.
Do you remember Prisoner at Night? Did you stay up and watch Prisoner on a Sunday night, Nick? Did you stay up and watch it?
Nah, that's a bit before Mike.
What
Is that before? Is that the right way around? Yeah, I was too young. I had elder sisters that watched.
He used to give.
Wrong button, sorry.
The one with the rubbish sets, Australian thing, prison cell.
Yeah. So it was on a Sunday night at 10:30, and me and Sarah were allowed to stay up and watch it. Do you know what I mean? Because it was a school the night before, but I think me and Sarah just basically made it out to me that we were like made into his pieces.
You fellas are more like my sister's age, I think.
Well, we're 27, and well, size 29. You know.
I'm just really bad. I'm bad for my age.
Oh yeah, Reynolds is here. Hello, Tub Thunder. What is he? Hello, my old Tron chum. Only one Kenobi. Are you power, Nick? Look at that. Everyone's come to see you.
Legend.
One of the things that strikes me in the chat, to be honest, is that there's loads and loads of Liverpool supporters in the chat, and I was wondered, and I was talking to Nick because I know you and Si, you're big Liverpool fans, aren't you? You know, you're both made up on them and so forth. So I was thinking to myself, I wonder if you've got any pictures or anything of you as Liverpool supporters. And Nick sent me some pictures. I thought, that's awesome. So here's a little montage, not the gallery, just a montage of Liverpool FC.
Walk on through the wind. Walk on through the rain. For your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on.
correct. I was about to say that was amazing.
He will stick that in at the end, didn't he? Well sticks in.
Who gave you that picture of the bath, man?
Oh, well, it's just real pictures, you know, stuff we saw. But there's you with the FA Cup, League Cup, mascot. I tell you what.
That's it.
Not bad at all.
We won a lot back in the day.
That was the last title they held before 2002 lockdown one, you know, that one I was holding with the cream sweater.
Yeah.
89-90 was that?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. I've hated him all my life. So 86, 89. You know what I mean?
I have three brothers. All my three brothers all support Everton. All of them.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
Cox is here.
Incredible time for being a blue on cup final day with nothing to do. Oh, Everton. We're all laughing at you. We're all laughing at you. It was brilliant. Keep our mouth shut. We lost yesterday, so.
Yeah. It was a bit wrong yesterday, wasn't it? So let's have a look. Well, my first Tub Thumpers since he's left Thailand. They are.
Oh, Thailand. Nice. He's having a nice time. I've been scoffing his face every day. It's been like he's travels on food with Jason.
Got a joke for you. Connor says, "Why did the chicken cross the road to get away from PGM's jokes?" Crazy's here, are you crazy? Oh, I tell you what, nearly 60 people here already. This is unbelievable. This is what happens when you get eye candy on. Do you know what I mean? This is exactly what happens. Let's have a look. And that's why the joke flops. Oh, charming. Let's have a look. Dovey and CT. All right, Dove. Mando says that's cool. Here we go. How did Shabby get on the women's team? Oh, wait. I think Nick had that trophy longer than Liverpool had it. Oh, I tell you what, Matthews. I tell you what. Look at him. Absolutely awesome. Look at all these reds. Oh, amazing. Were you all crying? Were you all crying when you saw it?
Onions.
I forgot that Thistle did sponsored crap ending. What do you mean, crap ending? I thought the ending was. I like the ending.
That ink on it.
I think we should sing. That was cool. Let's have a look. I thought it was just the end was the best part. I thought so as well, G-Force, to be honest. Look at that shit ending, just like The Last Jedi. No, me and Nick are massive fans of The Last Jedi. We're massive fans. We've had loads of talks about that. You'll never walk alone in the spa. Well, I just said to Nick, send me some pictures of your Liverpool career, and they were the pictures he sent, so I can't complain. Well, Shabby's going to be able to broke with his payments now going towards us. yeah.
Old YouTuber fortune in 5 minutes.
Smith Lord said, "Good evening, everyone. I would have been here sooner, but he didn't want to be." All right. Thanks a lot. Lack's here. All right, Lack. Look at all these people. Let's have a look if I can find anybody else. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Busy driving home, but work listening. So we have Nicholas on tonight. It's going to be an awesome show. But before we get to see what Nick's got in his tubs, let's get to Si's question of the week. There you go. So, Si's question of the week. This is the part of the show where we lose half the audience. But Si, what is this week's question of the week?
My question this week is a query on evolution.
Right.
Because we've always said that, like, since the human beings are here, we've always evolved, haven't we? Yeah, we evolve. And you look at breakdancing from the 80s and you look at breakdancing today, it's like two different sports. It's unbelievable today. But at one point, we will have to stop going through evolution. It's like, think of a runner, the world's fastest runner. Think of Usain Bolt, yeah?
Right.
There has to be a point where he stops, where mankind stop. We can't go any faster. We can't swim any faster. We can't run any faster.
Right.
So if that's the case, what happens to the evolution after that?
Wow, what a great question that is.
What a great
question. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you.
So what we're saying is,
for years we taught that we evolutionize, but at one point we will have to stop. We can't get faster because say if we'd never stopped, we got faster and faster, then we start talking faster than the speed of light as a human being running. We're not physically built for that sort of thing. So at one point, evolution has to stop. When it does, what happens to the human race after that?
Well, Vagon says, why haven't monkeys evolved? They stopped. They've been all right.
But I think monkeys are the wrong race. I don't believe we come from monkeys. Because if we did, why are gorillas still here?
So evolution stopped because modern breakdancing is rubbish. Jesus.
No, I'm just saying, think how things move on. Like, you look at skateboarding, you look at breakdancing, you look at rollerblading, all that sort of stuff, BMXing from the 80s. But then you look at it today. And today it's just crazy. Like, we all thought we were great on a BMX and breakdancing and stuff. And I look at them today, and these kids spin on their elbows and all sorts of mad stuff. BMXers do 6-7 different somersaults in the air.
Right. So what you
saying? At one point, it has to stop, doesn't it? So what happens to us when it stops? Because there's nothing really to push for.
So when you thought about evolution, you thought about breakdancing, Si. Right. Nick, do you want to take that on?
I think that the first thing that I thought about when you were saying it was the fact that you could just easily get into the realm of maybe biomechanics, or like, what one word for you? RoboCop. You know what I mean?
Skynet will mix it up and make us quicker, won't it?
So like the Tony Hawk's 900 would become the 1800s, you know, just with a little bit of enhancement of our own muscles or physical whatever anatomy with some mechanics, you know, and start to splice it with some technology.
Yeah, that's the only way. It could be quicker and faster, wouldn't it, in the future?
Yeah, bionic, whatever the word term. Yeah.
Well, Mr. B says, as long as humans remain, we'll always evolve for better or for worse. But what you're saying is, say, for example, it's the end, right? So it's the end of evolution, and someone's done the 100 meters in 8 seconds. You can't beat 8 seconds. And is that what you're trying to say? So what happens next?
Yeah, because like if we kept going faster and faster and faster, we'd end up running through time. So at some point, we would have to stop evolutionizing, wouldn't we?
But if you kept breeding like really fast runners and stuff with muscular legs, then the human race would just evolve and they'd just be really muscular. The legs would become a massive part. We would get faster and faster in a millennia or whatever. I don't know. I've never thought about it.
Look how faster we are from 100 years back. We're a lot faster.
I didn't think we could maybe hit
at some point. That would have to stop, wouldn't it? That would have to stop. Would have to a pinpoint. Would have to say you can't get faster than that. Which then
Everton supporters approve of de-evolution. It's not very nice. I don't know. Well, you'll see this. You'll see this summer. So if he says maybe we just lose interest in running. Do you want to go to the Olympics? Can't be bothered. What's the point? Can't beat it. Do you know what I mean? Oh.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Coughlin says, answer, we will all de-evolve like the Rise of Skywalker. Do you know that was the only movie I never saw in the cinema, that, Nick? Never went to I couldn't be bothered. No. Wow. Only one I've never seen. I mean, I never went to see Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back really early on, but I went to see him in the 90s, you know, when they did the limited editions and so forth. But that's the only movie I never went into this. That's how pissed off I was with that last movie.
Well, the data doesn't lie, man. There's a reason why loads of people must not have seen it, because the spike went down. It didn't go up again, did it? You know what I mean?
No, it really didn't. It was just so bad, that movie. Let's have a look. But seriously, evolution takes hundreds of thousands of years, not 30 years. Oh, shit.
So I just I BMXing.
JT disagrees. JT says evolution doesn't stop, boys. We keep evolving. Yeah, but what happens if
at one point we'll have to?
We'll have to JT. That's what Si's saying. So, because I'm glad I didn't come here for them then, Chris. It's when we become a different species of human. What was that? There's a Neanderthal man, a Homo erectus, Homo novus. Oh, well, yeah, that could...
And Homo Shabby geekers.
Homo Shabby geekers. I saw a program on this. Oh, Coxie's watched something on it. Here we go. Scientists think that we'll get bigger brains and therefore bigger heads in the future. I don't think we'll physically get superior necessarily. Oh, that's probably why we run faster or break dance better, Si.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the mind's different because we create all the time, or we invent all the time, we engineer all the time, and so that would probably be a lot longer to de-evolutionize, should we say, than physically.
That's like Ali G. He did do that, didn't he? He had that professor on. He was talking about evolution, and he said, "Oh, is we evolutionized from monkeys?" And he goes, he goes, "Has anyone ever shaved a monkey?" He goes, "Well, I'm not so sure they have." Well, surely that's the first thing you should do. Shave them. Let's have a look.
Yeah,
it's true.
That was great, though, wasn't it? That was great.
Evolutionized from monkeys.
Breakdancing is proof that humans haven't evolved at all. Well, I don't know. I saw that Australian bird in the Olympics. She was pretty good. Well, Australian bird. Yeah, there you go. Are you seriously comparing? Delvin Seek asks, are you seriously comparing Darwin's theory of evolution to breakdancing? I'm so grateful this wasn't my question. What? Makes you think, though, Delv. Do you know what I mean? It does make you think.
Great question.
There we go. Vintage Toy Rush says, we keep evolving. We all thought Smith Lord was a pinnacle of funny VTR. Very saucy VTR. Very saucy. Still, you don't get some great hate. He's got a point. We will live longer and become more durable. We won't wear out, development, dementia, or end up wrinkly or frail. Or is that just me? Well, it's not. It's not you. Your husband, maybe. Not you. Not you. Not you. Coxie, there is no end to evolution. All the while we remain on Earth.
So does that then say that the Earth will end before we disappear by running?
You are right. No, I've never thought about this because what are we up to now in the running? About 9 and some seconds. Is it something like that?
God knows. It's faster than me running to co-op.
Well, you say that, but you stick a meat and potato pan on that finishing line. I can do it in about 6 seconds, I reckon. Evolution has pretty much stopped us. Humans no longer need to evolve due to being create and make things to overcome any hardship we face versus our environment. I tell you what he's thought about that, hasn't he, Nick? Look at that. Jeepers. Let's have a look. I think Si's broken my head. Do we stop them from evolving? Well, you never know. Records such as sports will either be slightly beaten or tied. Yeah, but that's the thing, though, Mr. B. So if they're tied all the time, you get a bit bored of it, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? If you know you can't beat the 100 meters because we've evolved so much. Is that what you're trying to say, Si? Am I on the right page?
The pinnacle of speed. There's no chance on earth we could even get any quicker. Because every time these milliseconds took off and seconds over all this time of the Olympics and Commonwealth running. Well, there must be a point where we can't possibly, even physically, get any quicker.
I don't think
the Flash. The Flash runs fast, right? If he doesn't have that suit, he'll combust and set on fire. It's how fast the Flash is. So we're not built for that. And none of us have Flash suits, do we?
The human body, it can self-repair and get stronger and better. Whereas I was thinking about this, the hypothetical end to Donkey Kong, which we might talk about later. The Donkey Kong arcade is 1.2 million, and that's been touched now. And I don't think the record, you can't mathematically get any more points than that. It's been sort of analyzed, and someone has the world record, but it's going to be really difficult to beat that now. That's a hypothetical ceiling, and that's never going to evolve. That's a computer system, isn't it? That can never change beyond its program. Whereas anatomy, human biology can develop, and as I say, it would take millions of years or whatever. But maybe if we kept running, the legs would be twice as big, long, muscly. I don't know. I've got this vision of a freaky human running now.
It's like that professor in America. We talk an evolution.
The mind is a powerful tool.
If evolution is real, why haven't crocodiles or alligators evolved? That's a good point. They should have been Si's real question. Well, there you are. I think we should have reached our peak and now we're going backwards. Look at what's going on in the world today. I tell you what, they've all got something to say about this side. Certain humans change gender now, G-Force, but is that evolution? Could be. Because they are perfectly suited for what they need to do now, Kieran. Just like sharks.
You know what? I was just thinking now about Gareth in the office when he says, "No, I was just thinking, will there ever be a boy born who will swim faster than a shark?"
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely. Our next step could be merging with the machines. I tell you what, listen to this song. Si, we run fast these days due to how good a pair of Nike are compared to the old clogs people were buying. Could be a point, yeah. As for physical attributes, I think Only One Kenobi is right with biomechanical.
I think that's the most plausible. That's what I think.
Wow.
Because we are related to Grillers. They're called Liverpool supporters, says our George Aiken. Harsh words there, George. Harsh words there. I think the chat has won the show. They've done a good job, yeah. 64 people in the chat going, wow, this is what I think. Brilliant. Judging by some of the TV and movies released in the past few years, I think the writers have devolved already. Are you looking forward to Andor, Nick? Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, yes. We had a chat beforehand, didn't we? And you asked how I was, and I said, well, I'm a little bit jaded right now with certain aspects, and I blame it firmly on the products we're swallowing or have swallowed for the last couple of years. But I am looking forward to that.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. Did you like the music in that trailer?
I've got no problem with it, really. I hope it's not like that throughout. I don't think it will be. They've done that before. They've used contemporary music here and there. And I dare say even in Andor, they had a lot of like banging music. The end of episode 2, it was like...
Yeah, it was.
Drums kicking in, which was a bit of a shock.
I can't wait. I absolutely loved that for that first season. Loved it. I think it's the best, one of the best things they've done. I really do. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, and after the bump cut we've been having,
much cohesion, and you could tell it had been extensively planned, well executed.
Yeah.
And,
what about you, Si?
Favorite timeline, you know, that you could just feel.
You can't go wrong. I remember before it came out, Andor the first season, and the lads, it's going to be shit. This Shabby, Cassian. And I'm like, it's the birth of the rebellion. Out of the Empire. It can't be bad. It can't be, and it just.
You just felt the danger of the Empire, everyone having to keep their voices hushed, and you know, if you speak out, you're going to be bloody incarcerated. You know.
Hello, Tim. Hello, Tim. Nice to see Tim here. Si, are you looking forward to it?
Not really.
Why?
The first one for me, I'm
joking.
The first one, it was so slow, and I found myself getting more into the story when they're all in prison, making them parts of the Death Star and stuff. I wanted that to carry on and stuff, and I couldn't get into it. I like that it was filmed in Blackpool. Some of it that was pretty good. I like them parts. But what I saw in the second trailer, they're cutting it up, aren't they? They're going over 4 years in like 3 shows each or something, aren't they? And listen, it looks okay, but again, Disney give you these trailers and they always look amazing, and then you watch them and you get a sore ass after.
That should be cut from the same cloth, isn't it? You know what I mean?
But again, I know it's controversial, but I've always said the same thing. If you take Tarkin and you took Darth Vader out of Rogue One, I didn't really like Rogue One. I thought that was boring. So it's just, again, it was. I know people rate Rogue One as like up there, but for me, it's just, I don't know. I think The Force Awakens just damaged so much for me with this new Star Wars. That I'm like,
wow.
I can't do it.
Unbelievable.
No point sitting on fences.
I don't go back to Rogue One a lot, because I think it was great at the time and it blew me away in the cinema. But that's it now. It's kind of like, but there's something about Andor. It's just, I like that slow pace. Same with things like Alien, they suck you into the world and then they hit the gas at the end,
Yeah, I agree.
I will say, out of all what's the products of today, that is probably the best one, Andor. It's the one that you take most seriously and you look forward to in the sense of.
Yeah.
But Star Wars feels for me, and I don't think it has many.
So Ricky says, sorry, mate, he just says that the ancient Africans in Africa ran faster based on the footspar across the plains of Africa.
That's my other brother, that's Richard, my other brother. The other Everton.
What are you going to say, Nick?
I was only going to say I went in with really low expectations for Andor last time because I didn't like Kenobi very much. You know what I mean?
No, I hated it.
I just wasn't ready for watching another series. And I thought, all right, then let's sit down and watch it. But then we were treated to, was it 3 episodes they put out to start with?
Yeah.
You got to watch them. You got to get through it. As you say, it's kind of a slow burn, but very
I loved it. I liked it. I remember someone on All the Chronicles turned around and said, it's a bit like reading a novel, and I thought brilliant because I like the reading. I
took it seriously. I took it more seriously than anything else.
I did. It was made for us, and I suppose that's why I liked it. Yeah, they just went straight in.
More intelligent. You have to think about it, and
exactly. Oh, look who's here! haven't got any
Library Mafia.
Yeah, you haven't got any library books you haven't taken back, have you, Nick? Because he'll have you. He'll have you.
Library Mafia, that.
You know what I mean? Good old Adam Berry's here. Good old Mr. Whitehouse is here. Honestly, 65 people. This is ridiculous. Thank you all so much. I'm really looking forward to Andor. Pretty much the movie a week, having 3 episodes each week. I am. I've got to admit. I mean, I'm not one of those people. Me, Nick, and Si, we've CSI, and we've all talked about. All the panels have talked about it, and I've never wanted to turn me back on Star Wars ever. You know, you get these people, I'm quitting, I'm never going to watch it again, and I'm quitting subscriptions. And I was never like that, because I always thought for every bad you get, you're going to, every good you're going to get. So I think it's more or less half and half. So I'm looking for, I just hope they do it well. But I think it's the same people in it that's done the first season. So I can't see it being, I can't see it being an issue at all. Here we go. Scott says he can't wait for Andor. Absolutely brilliant first season. Season 2 looks great. Yeah.
But when you got into it, though, and as you said as well, Si, before, you had the prison arc. You had the heist, then you had the prison, then you had the ending in it. So it had different twists and turns. But I found myself running home from work, man, to watch that. I'd be like, couldn't wait to get back to see it. Whereas on another night, if it was like an Skeleton Crew night, or I mean, I like that, but I just sometimes forgot it was on. I'd be like, oh, that's on, I'll watch it, whatever, turn it on. But with Andor, I was like, really.
That's good to hear, though. It's good to hear that with old school Star Wars like yourself, that there is something that Disney has produced that has made you feel like that. This made you think, I can't wait till tonight, and Andor's on, and I want to get in and watch it. And that's the sort of thing I want to wear with every single Star Wars product they put out. I mean, and it just seems like lately there's a big ignorance to what made Star Wars fantastic, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? There just seems to be like the soul's missing, a bit like our music is today. I was listening to the charts the other day. Me and Claire were painting the hallway, and it's like I was listening to one long song for 2 hours. You know what I mean? I couldn't separate. If it wasn't for a DJ coming in between going, and that was whoever, featuring whoever. It was like, and I feel like that's how Star Wars is today. I feel like it's just this one. I've said it myself. You can take the Marvel movies that Disney own, and you can put any character in each of the franchise, and they'll slot straight in perfectly. I don't know. I just feel like the soul's disappearing, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, right? I've got this analogy that they can't heal that mortal wound. I mean.
It's hard,
Everybody hates the sequels, but I know your brother, you do, Si, and I know your brother. But I swear to God, The Last Jedi, it was given a stab in the side, a mortal wound, and it's never going to recover from that. I think it's just no way
never.
Back. They can't.
No, I agree. 100% agree.
Up a critical thing, one of the episodes. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. It doesn't really matter.
What's going to pull it back then? I mean, since these sequels have gone, we've not had anything connected to them. I've not seen that new Stormtrooper. It's always gone back to the 70s Stormtrooper again. I've not seen anything of Rey. I've not seen anything of Finn. There's none of these spin-off shows connected to it. So, in a way, are we wrong to voice an opinion saying how bad these are? Where Disney telling us, oh, no, you'll come round to it. But it seems to me now that a few years have gone by that they're thinking the same way as well. We can't touch this era of Star Wars.
I keep hearing that they want to ditch the Rey thing, but then I keep hearing it's coming back. I keep hearing mixed things. I think they really want it to work, but I just don't think it could possibly work with a large chunk of the fan base.
It's not going to work with me. Not at all. No. Not with it. It's not the girl's fault. It's just the character was just written completely disgracefully. I'm a bit old school, Nick. I like my Jedi like old medieval Knights of the Round Table. The lightsaber's a fabled thing. Not any idiot can wield it. Do you know what I mean? The Force is used by proper wise men that can use it properly. And it just felt like it was a TikTok invention, the Force, and it's this young girl.
That's why I never fell out with people. JT says something right. He says, what's nice about this chat is that we all have likes and dislikes. There are no animosity towards each other because of it, except for those who like the Rise of Skywalker. They can get stuff. But that's the thing. I always thought that myself. I didn't see the point in people in the fandom falling out with each other over your own opinion. You're not going to change your own opinion. And it's like what
my analogy, I'll say it again in case anyone's never heard it. Force Awakens was a brand new car with vintage vibes. Looked like the classic, but it was brand new. Last Jedi, Ryan Johnson taking that car for a reckless joyride with no regard for anything really.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the Rise of Skywalker is the car wreck at the end.
Yeah. It's a shame, isn't it? It is a shame.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah, I do agree. Gubbs made a good point before, though, about the series. I would have done that, what Gubbs said, binge it all, put it all out in one. Do you know what I mean? Because some of these episodes were like 20, 25 minutes. If you would have put it all out, it's not as if we're going to watch it once, are we? None of us are, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know why they did it every week. So Adam says, yeah, music is long time done. They pretty much have removed all interesting key charges out mainstream music.
Yeah.
A quick bit of science around. Now, you're a person who does the music, Nick. You go out and play the music and so forth. Is that how you feel as well? Being a musician, because man inside's dad is a professional musician. My dad been in bands. He still does it. In his 70s. My old man still plays music, and so we've grown up a very musically, a musical family, if you will. But I know you do it as well. Is that how you think when you listen to music these days? You think, what the France is this?
I don't want to turn my back on the music thing, but I've stopped gigging ever since COVID basically stopped it. But one of the things that was making me stop doing gigs anyway was my channel was taken off. And one thing I found more rewarding about doing videos on my channel, even though it's not music, is the fact that you're still making art, I suppose, or making product that you put out there. And it's seen and received by a lot more people, and it lasts forever. Whereas you could do a really great gig that people enjoy, and then it's done and it's forgotten about, and it's just lost to the ether. Whereas I don't know, man. But I don't want to not play music. You know what I mean?
You've done it for years. So aren't you going into bars and playing music? I've got to admit, I love people that can do that, because it's funny, because karaoke or whatever. I'm right, you know what I mean? But I've always had a bit to drink, and I just jump on it.
I was kind of self-sufficient, so I just use a loop pedal and do a gig myself, which was quite entertaining. Just start with beatbox, do harmonies with myself.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Lay down bass lines, beats, and stuff, and it was great,
You see, you're not just a Star Wars lad, you handsome little devil,
I did a gig in July for somebody, like a favor, like for someone's 60th birthday, and then that got me back into it a little bit, but again, it fizzled out. A few people saw it, and they were like, "Oh wow!" But I had to rehearse like hell for that gig because I hadn't done it for so long. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of it's a pain in the ass as well, because I've got a lot of gear I need to lug around, and then I just think, just do something else, man. You know what I mean? Like, as I say, the channel. If it wasn't for the channel, I'd probably be still doing gigs and stuff. I don't know.
Well,
if it was all to arrange, say like we all go to Echo, the Toy Fair and Sandown and all these meetups we all do. Say if we all rented a big hall out and had a proper big party night, would you do the music for that?
Oh, I'd love to do that. That would be awesome. Yeah.
I think that would be a good thing for us to do, like have a big party night one time, and all of us just go for a big gig.
That'd be worth it, because most people haven't seen what I do, and you've got to see it live to understand what I do.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Yeah.
So good old space.
Let's do that, man. That's awesome idea.
There's I tell you what, it's funny because
Pier, mate. Let's get to North or South Pier or Central Pier, mate.
All booming.
Be back over.
Get him up to Blackpool site karaoke. Brilliant. Well, we've learned so much tonight. Obviously, Nick's. We all know Only One Kenobi, and the link for Nick's channel is in the description. But most of you are subscribed anyway. But what we learned tonight, Sam, we've learned that he loves Liverpool, he likes music, he talks to Star Wars. But there's a few things about our Only One you might not know, Si. So Si's obviously done his research, and he's gone through Google and Twitter and Instagram, found all the photos of Nick. So here is the life of ours Nick.
Wow, brilliant! That awesome.
So that stuff.
Well done.
I remember that holiday you mean Shabby went on Disneyland '83. I remember that back in the days. That was a great time.
Yeah, I love that. The carry on there. That was brilliant.
Carry on.
Carry on, yeah.
I'll never get over putting Reynolds as a baby. It's just you've used that twice now where you put Luke as a baby.
Man as a baby.
Absolutely brilliant.
What about that G.I. Joe thing? That was slightly that can't have been right.
No, it wasn't, because when I did the picture, first of all, I thought it was a big Star Wars thing, and then I realised G.I. Joe. Leave it in. There's a lot of G.I. Joe fans. Leave it in.
Age that side. I thought that was so. He sent me this picture, and I thought, does he know something I don't?
What is that?
Oh, absolutely brilliant! PGM could be a support act. There you go. Yeah, let's have a look at those deck chairs again in Blackpool with Only One Kenobi singing all the songs that Shabby has to pay for.
Yeah, do that.
Fantastic gallery as always. Yeah, I didn't know they made a carry-on Star Wars movie. Well, you see, this is the thing, Kevin. When you watch Tub Thumpers, the things you find out. Do you know what I mean? Those photos are going to keep me and the family up.
Well, the real photos.
Yeah. The photo stills for my family-friendly Rise of the Foot Soldier sequel. I thought I spotted Nick with those old carry-on girls. Well, they are. So next time you watch it. Oh, mate. Let's have a look. Nick's little face winning the Tour de France. Bounty in the final.
That was right. Yeah, Tim's falling off, and I'm going, yeah, I'm winning.
No, remember to like and comment on the replay. Cheers, cheers. There you go. That's a nice thing to say. But anyway, we've gone through question of the week. We've looked at Anfield galleries. We've looked at the life of Nick. We've had a chat. We've talked Star Wars. But really, we're here to see what our Nick has got. So let me put our Nick right in the corner. I'm looking forward to this. Let me make sure I press the right button. So Nick, show everybody what's in Tubs, love.
Oh, I don't know where to begin, man. I think I've got here. So this is like one of the only things I've really got left from my childhood, really. And I was gonna pick some stuff out before we went on air, but I figured we'll just go in blind. But thankfully, it's on the top. So it's loads of cars, Matchbox stuff, and this is one of the first I ever got. And Keith got me on bus as well. See, look at that! You got a little figurine in there.
Yeah.
At the side, and then there's a driver in the front. But the really cool one about this is it's a number. You can't really see it's a number 11 bus. And when I moved to London, obviously I had this as a kid in the 80s, but I lived in Fulham, not far from Fulham Broadway, and the number 11 bus goes through there, goes down King's Road and up to, was it Piccadilly? Is it? Where's BOE when you need them? Yeah, Piccadilly. So that's a favourite.
It's funny because we all had cars as kids, didn't we? But no one ever shows them off. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that.
But is that still, what is that? Do you remember those two guys?
Yeah, it's the Flower Man, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that Silver Spoon or something or whatever it is?
No, what was he called? The Flower guy.
Not Tate and Lyle. It wasn't the Sugar, it was the Flower. Yeah. It was the self-raising Flower.
I better put that guy,
No.
He sat TJC's bus.
Yeah.
Got like an old Royal Mail one there. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah, great. Remember them little vans?
Yeah.
They always pop around, didn't they?
I don't really know what the scales are here.
Cat's got it. Fred the Home Pride guy. It was Fred.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is, Cat. Brilliant.
It is, Cat. That's right, Cat.
That's not as old as some of the other ones I've got. But I've got again, I really should have actually dug some out before. Yeah, I'll check this one out. You like this one? It's like an old shell one. Look at that shell.
Yeah.
That's nice. And it's that. Let's have a see what that is. Because there's a lot of Matchbox. I know that one. This is what's Majorette.
That was French, wasn't it? What the France? It was I remember. And the difference is, what Majorette did was he put a piece of wire in the wheels to give it a bit of suspension. So that's why on a Majorette car it feels very suspendy. Do you know what I mean?
I've heard you talk about that before. Oh yeah, I'll check this one. There's the 18 van. That was obviously I love the 18.
Hey, they're pricey them now. Them ones.
Are they? Look how bad that is. It's coming off that side. That's one of those pullback ones. And I did have figures for 18. They've all gone. I don't have anything like that left in my life, or any of my Thundercats or He-Man, nothing like that. But I was old enough to, get into all of that stuff.
No.
When I was at Universal Studios in Florida, I think it was like 92. I got a little Matchbox or this scale. Let's have a look here. Let's give you a comparison. Oh yeah, look! Oh my God, look at this one, British Telecom.
Yeah,
look at that.
You see the two scales there?
Yeah.
You got the slightly bigger one. Well, what in that scale, I've got a DeLorean, but it's not the Back to the Future DeLorean. It's the DeLorean, as in the DMC-12. And at the time, I hated it because it didn't have the two things on the back. You know, the DeLorean had those vents on the back.
Yeah.
And it didn't have that. It really annoyed me. But I didn't realize that it was a model of the actual car. At that time, I thought it was just a movie car, a prop. You know what I mean? That they made for the movie. I didn't realize the DeLorean, the DMC, and all that was an actual car that they converted and stuff.
Did you know that John Le Mesurier from Dad's Army did the voice for the Home Pride Men? I didn't know that.
Say that again, Shab.
Kieran says here, John Le Mesurier from Dad's Army did the voice for the Home Pride Men.
Wow.
Smithfield says, why has no one pulled out the tub, the one that all the blokes have, the one that ever's full of scary people's blood uses?
I mean, look at that in there. That's just in there. That's from Lego. That I didn't bring any Lego down, but I've still got all my Lego pieces. But is
it from like a ship, something like that?
Yeah,
like a sail.
The sail, yeah.
That was my favorite thing of Lego. I am someone pre-Star Wars Lego, so I remember when I was a kid, I think I had some medieval knights with a helmet and stuff like that. And I used to pretend that was Vader. I like get a pole for lightsabers. But they didn't like. I would have loved it if Star Wars Lego existed when I was a kid, you know. But obviously,
so was it important for you, Nick, to keep all this stuff? Because obviously, this is not what your channel's built for. So this is just your personal things. You never threw. What were your mum and dad like for throwing stuff out and stuff like that?
These got kept for like my nephew had a go with these like when he was young. But I'm glad they kept this stuff. It's easy to keep. That's all in one box in it. Whereas like
easy,
a lot of my figures, like all my wrestling figures, they're all gone. They all got broken. I played with them so much and. Well, He-Man, especially, and Thundercats, that all got broken and it's all gone.
Yeah.
And I sold my my 4-inch or 4.5, the Hasbro wrestling figures from the 90s.
Oh, I found a bag of them that we've still got them. They're about 4.5, 5 inches. Yeah, you're right. They were a little bit smaller than Masters of the Universe, but yeah.
I thought they were great figures, and I put them before I knew what I was doing on eBay. I put them all on a job lot and I sold them I only made like 75 quid out of it, man. I should have made a lot of money out of what I had, man. I sold them individually or whatever, but I just put them all together, massive auction. But I think they went to a good home because whoever won it was made up. So that's nice.
G-Force got a question for you. He says, do you have any of your childhood toys in your collection? If so, what made the check?
I want to show you how much stuff I've got in here. Loads and loads of cars. But I'm just picking out a few favorites. Like, sorry, there was a question just then. There's a London taxi cab there.
Oh, taxi cab.
With the door there. And what's the little number on there, though? See that little number there? Whatever that is.
What's the phone number? Taxi. How many of these are there? 6? Oh, no, we've only got 4. Sorry.
You're going to have to wait 20 minutes for a bomber.
Whatever that is. That's a bit like the Martin McFly.
20 minutes for a bomber, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it's like McFly's truck, isn't it? Yeah.
And then my dad got a few, he had a few customers who he went to a few car shows via his work, and he used to come home with stuff like that. So I've got like 3 of them.
Besides Star Wars, what was your favorite thing as a kid to play with? Your favorite, like, this is awesome.
It depends on what era, man. I loved He-Man. I loved A-Team. Then I loved Thundercats. Then I loved Turtles. Turtles was a massive part of my childhood. I don't know where it sat with you lads, but
just a bit. I remember it. Me and Si have 2 younger brothers, and they got into the Turtles. Do you know what I mean? And so that's where our love for it came from. We were just a bit out of Turtles, weren't we, Si?
I'll show you something else. I've got this. So I got this in 1990, summer 1990. I got these giant turtles, but these you can get in the UK. So I used to love taking these around with me in this. And like we used to get stopped in Liverpool. Yeah, where'd you get those turtles from? Like I swear to God, it was like every 5 minutes. Yeah, where'd you get those turtles? And we'd have to say, we got them in America. Blah, 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 blah. But
they still got the belt on that one too.
Yeah, it's a decent nick. But these were. These were, I think they eventually came over it, but we bought these in KB Toys in the Florida Mall, 1990, and wow, I was just.
Let's be fair, the Turtles in the 90s and late 80s, early 90s were like TVC are today. If you didn't get them at the time, you weren't getting them.
Man.
You know what I mean? It's one of them.
Yeah, you forget about that. You're right, Si. You probably were. That question, Nick, was: do you have any of your childhood toys in your collection? So, if so, what made the trek? If not, what's the story about what happened to him?
Well, I don't have any Star Wars figures for my. I mean, that was my main thing, Star Wars. So I had a lot of the vintage 80s, the tail end of it, and I don't have any of that like on shelves and stuff because it's just not in very good condition. Was that Des who asked that? Was it Des?
A G-Force.
Oh, G-Force. I've got I did a Patreon video where I showed what's remaining. I've only got 3 figures. One is a Nikto with burnt feet, which I put his feet in a barbecue. So his feet, you can see where the plastic's all bubbled and burnt. Yeah. I've got a Vader who's just completely lost, got no head. It's just his body. And then I've got a Han Solo.
You can use him for the Empire Strikes Back scene, though, can't you? In Dagobah when Luke cuts his head off in Dream.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I've got.
I think that would make a good stream for once because we all, at least at one point in our childhood, tortured a Star Wars figure. So it'd be nice to see a stream where everybody shows what their tortured Star Wars. I've got Luke's with no hands because I want his hand really off. Do you know what I mean? I've got Biker Scout with clipped off feet. I've got all sorts of tortured stuff.
See, I love media, but then they put loads of figures into a acid of some kind and they just melted.
Oh, I'll never forget that video. It's heartbreaking. Red Letter Media did it. They had that big glass tub and they just acided hundreds of vintage Star Wars.
I love them, but I think Tim, that really irked him. He hated that. They did that.
Kind of did it. They did it on purpose because I love those.
Yeah, they do some work called collectors, don't they? That's why they do it.
Anyway, they weren't very good condition, were they? So there was no.
No, they were battered. But I'll never forget the comment section in that video. Some of the people in that video were just going mental. Do you know what I mean? So those giant turtles are worth quite a few quid now, Nick, says our Smith Lord, especially as you have the weapons. Could be looking at £80 to £100 a turtle, depending on condition.
Yeah.
Only One Kenobi was Sid from Toy Story with his toys.
Torturing the figures.
Oh, yeah. See, the thing is, right, with the turtles, they were no good to play with them. I used to just carry them around, man. Like, I used to just love the attention of, like, people wanting to know where they were from. I just thought it was amazing. It was just like, they were just so rare. Nobody had them over here. So it was just like, wow.
So let me ask you a question then. So your Star Wars figures is this kid had gone. So what got you back into it? What was the one that made you go, oh? Because I've told the story. TVC for me was in Own Bargains. And they had, the Sand Trooper and TVC, and that was it. I was hooked on them. Do you know what I mean? I got the first one. So what was it for you?
Well, so that brings me on to my next thing. You see, my next tub. I've got this massive tub here of stuff.
There's a segue,
any space for it. I'd love to put this on display somewhere, but I can't. I don't have the space for it. It's a good job I don't bloody collect Lego and stuff like that and 6-inch. But so what it is in the 90s, because I've obviously loved Star Wars my whole life, and I would have loved to have, got some more figures like 80s figures, but they were all you couldn't get them anywhere. But one thing you could get was the action fleet. So I've got a shed load of. I'm really sorry. I wish I could show you that. I can't move my laptop either. It's got a dodgy battery, but I've got a load of action fleet which I'll go through here.
Oh, nice! Yeah,
I'll go through some of these. These are great, but the thing is, right? I found a Vader, Power of the Force 2 Vader in '97. Right. And it was kind of depressing when I found it because I thought, wow, Star Wars figures are back. Great. But then I thought, bloody hell, I've got so much to do, to collect and get. I've got to get like so many figures to, whatever. It was like a mountain to climb. But with these, I just quite like the design. I love my ships and you get a figure with it. And it seemed like they were better scaled than, say, the Kenner days where obviously they were really badly scaled.
Yeah.
Like Luke to his X-Wing or whatever. So I got into these. And this is like mid to late 90s. I went and sort of like found a few of these. They used to be available. I think the Entertainer was around back then. Got some from the Trafford Centre and stuff like that. So I've got a fair few of these. Got like the Land Speeder there.
Come on, side.
That was a later acquisition when like eBay started in 2004 kind of thing. I got into eBay. I've got loads of stuff. I've got like, but as I said, I just don't have the space for it. There's the Luke Skywalker.
See, this is so cool, isn't it? Because it's exactly the same, except smaller, isn't it? So,
it's great. I mean, is this the same?
Yeah.
They're doing that Galactic. What's it called? Galactic.
The new. So I bought 2 of them because they're on sale at Walmart. I bought the Imperial shuttle and the Falcon. And I tell you what, they're cracking because they light up, they make sounds, they're brilliant. So
now there's something about this Y-wing. I'm sure that is like an expanded universe version of it. It's because it's got the blue roof. It sort of matches something that's in the vintage collection, not the vintage collection, in 30th anniversary or something. I'm not sure. There's a story behind that.
But look at the detail behind you on it though. Look at the detail on that. It's brilliant.
You see the little droid that's removable as well. The droid. These were great, and I got them in like round the prequels. They were still making them, and they even did a few for like they've got like you can get Dooku's as well, the Solar Sailor and things like that.
Yeah.
What I really wanted to get was Padme's ship. You know, the Royal Starship. I got that one. That's a nice ship. That's from the first
awesome.
movie.
Yeah.
Menace.
Yeah, the beginning, isn't it? Yeah.
Anyway, let's have a look. Does it do something here as well?
The bird from the Commitments drives it, doesn't she? Her from the Commitments, she drives it.
Check this.
You're right, Si.
Watch this. You can see the thing there as well.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what.
Who's that? Someone from the Commitments drives it.
Yeah, the bird from the Commitments. That's a great movie.
Let me dig deep, lads, and get some classics out. Yeah, this is the. I mean, you could do like a diorama with this stuff. You could have like forced perspective. You could have an A-wing in the foreground, and then have one of these in the background, and make a hanger. It'd be great, wouldn't it?
Well, our desk says there's a bloody big wall behind you. Plenty of shelf space there. Look at him.
Oh man, well, that's the thing. I don't want it downstairs, man. I want all my stuff up there.
Upstairs, yeah.
The thing is, because of space issues, I've got the helmets are down here, man. So
Galaxy Squadron, Adam says that's what it's called. Galaxy Squadron, the new stuff. I like it. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not too bad. Here's another. See, that's not correct. That's a bit like what Hasbro did with the TIE Fighter. They made it chunky and short.
Yeah,
it's not correct that, but still great though.
So when you get into lines, are you bang into them? It's like are you a completist, or you have to? Because we all know your videos and we all know your TVC stuff, and you've carried on with that. But is there, if you say for example you found something new, or you found something you like this, would you have to complete this line or carry on with it, or just buy what you wanted?
Yeah, I did to an extent with this line. I really did. I got what I could at the time, and then any gaps I wanted to fill, I filled. This is circa. So I got these in the 90s, late 90s, and then I got a few extras in 2004. That's when I got into eBay. And then I left it because I think a lot of it was too expensive to get, or I just moved on and wasn't interested. As Luke's X-Wing. Yeah, that's Luke's X-Wing. That's pretty good. Do you know what, man? This looks just as good as what they're bringing out for...
That's what I mean.
Galactic Squadron, whatever thing.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Oh, I didn't say...
Yeah,
I've got
nice.
stands for them all. Hey, hang on.
Yeah, they came with those stands. Yeah, Scuba Pete got me the Imperial Shuttle on that stand, and it looked really cool with it. So I like them. I'm a big fan of them. 3
different types of stands. There's the plain black ones, which were rubbish. They cheaped out there. But these were the best. They were the ones that had the shiny rainbow.
Yeah.
See that?
What have I got on mine?
Yeah, they do look better, don't they?
Yeah. But then they went with the plain gold. And then they didn't even bother here. Look at that. No paint.
Yeah, have a bloody stand. I'm with Nick. I don't allow my collecting to go outside my toy room. The rest of the place is a toy-free zone and just my own rule. I think it's a rule for a lot of us. I don't necessarily think it's wives and girlfriends. I think the majority of us do it, don't we? Like we keep it in
I just like everything together. I'm funny like that. Yes, I can't rest if something's out of place. Do you know what I mean? Even if there's a Blu-ray at one side, I've got to put it back with all of them. I'm funny like that.
I have got 2 snow speeders. That'll be someone else's. That's just a red one or whatever.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
You've kept them in good nick too. They look nice.
They've all been in a box. They've all been in a tub, mate, for the last years, man. I just when I moved into this place where I had more space, I had visions of getting all that on display, and I still haven't done a video on that. I must do it. Thank you for this, Shabby, because I'll keep that downstairs now, and I'll do a video on that. Get them all.
Don't worry, I agree. Don't worry, I'll keep the Only One Kenobi channel going. In my opinion, the short-winged TIE Fighter is a superior. Now, I'm glad you brought this up, Gaforce, because in the movies, and it's the 2 versions of a TIE Fighter. One with long wings, one with short. Because I know the toys have done it constantly. I remember one before the vintage collection, and it had huge. I think it's
not that I know of. I thought they were all the same size, except for when they changed the shape of them, like with the Interceptor and stuff.
Right.
I never remember them being short like that.
Do you remember them being short or long?
No. Although I did watch something the other week which has opened my mind about TIE fighters. And apparently there's a scene in one of the Star Wars movies, I can't remember, and something's coming for the TIE fighter pilot, and he looks out the window to one side, but like we were saying, he couldn't see out the window, them two massive, great big side wings. There's no way he could even see past it. So that was a bit interesting, because you can look out the window, but you can't see anything.
Can I just say there's 66 people in the chat, thank you all so much. Considering a small channel under 1,000, that is awesome. So I really, really appreciate every one of you coming in and speaking on the inside. That's brilliant. Right, let's look. Yeah, got some standard X-Wing from my childhood. My Mini R2 and Luke now stand outside the fish and chip shop in my Google collection. So that's brilliant. Look at G-Force disagreeing. That's my house. I'll do what I want. G-Force got it everywhere.
Yes, Stu's like that, though, isn't he? Because Stu and George have a big collection. That's all over, isn't it?
Yeah. I suppose it's easy for them though, Sal, because they're both pop culture enthusiasts. Do you know what I mean? So I can see that. Yeah. That's how I like it. Kind of funny. Yeah, I suppose, but I do. I like to keep it in one room, and then you know what, and especially I think it's for me, it's because I've got 4 kids as well, so you want to keep your eye on your stuff.
Well, they're all running through my head now. Then there's like David Wills of Toys. He has it all over his house, doesn't he? Super Awesome Geek Show. He has it all over.
Yeah.
But I'm like Nick. I like it in one place. Do you know what I mean? I remember in my old house, as you went up to my art office, all I had in the hallway or downstairs was just a Star Wars poster just before you went up the stairs, framed. That was it. So, yeah, I'm funny like that.
I used to have in my collection room, I used to have my Donkey Kong machine up there, because I thought to myself, when I moved in here, I'll have like a full-on hobby room, and I used to have computer games in there, my arcade machine, and then Star Wars. But then when I realized I needed that space for the more shelves and stuff,
it's hard, isn't it?
Foreign object, man. I swear to God, it wasn't right in there, man. It was like a foreign.
It's true. I used to have full-size Shinobi. My favorite arcade was always Shinobi. So a friend of mine called Danny Squires, his mum had a logistics business which moved all the arcades from Japan to all the arcades on the promenade in Blackpool. So we used to spend every weekend round his house, because he still had a big house, obviously, and big warehouse full of all these new arcades. So he was a motorbike crosser, and there was a company called Bad Boy, and it was something to do with crossing, and he said, "You paint my van and I'll give you Shinobi, the arcade machine." So my mates used to come home from the pub on every Friday. I used to make about 500 quid a weekend off Shinobi. Well, putting quids in all drunk.
My mates
I remember him saying to you, "Do you want to take the 20? What? It was 10p or something, or 20p. Do you want to take that outside?" You were like, "No." I
used to make a fortune off it.
How big are your muscles? How big are your muscles? Look at them. Oh.
If I had more space here, if I had like a bar or something, like a spare room, I'd have the like arcade machine in there, that kind of thing. That'd be pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Geek Strong's here. So Geek Strong's the lovely Nicole. Hello, Nicole. And she's listening while she's cooking. What are you cooking, Nicole? Bring your fork, Nick. Bring your fork. Nicole's making us dinner. Look at that. Brilliant. It's lovely to see you. Let's have a look. Funny. Didn't see my Build-A-Bears in Si's house.
Clive's got loads of them, because she gets given special editions, and every year they're there, they get given a special bear, and they get stuff from head office and stuff. So she's got quite a few. Yeah, there's a lot in this house.
I spread it in and around my house, dear. I hope you're talking about toys there, Scott. Mostly in one room, but when Mrs. Whitehouse lets me display a few things in the lounge,
that's very kind.
I've got absolutely no chance. No chance. If I imagine me sticking a turner in my front room. My wife
but you say no chance. Look at that whole room you've got. That room's bigger than my house.
Mine's practically around my action figures in my bedroom apartment. Nice one. I want to come to your house for Christmas, Scott. It's the perfect house to be at Christmas time with it cold outside. Yeah, brilliant. Right, Nick, what's next?
Oh, man, I don't know where to. So I also, when I was up there, and I nearly gave up looking for this, man, because the problem with my roof right now is, man, I've got so many empty boxes, as I'm sure we all do. You keep them, don't you? I've got a lot of big vehicles now, and the bigger the vehicle, the bigger the box, and the more space that's up there that's filling my loft. But you got to keep the boxes, haven't you? Because if you're going to sell stuff, you need the boxes. But anyway, so I went digging around for these, which I still have from yesteryear.
Yeah.
Super Mario
You
All
mentioned
Star.
Donkey Kong, but the Donkey Kong arcade thing I went through was a lot later in my life. But obviously, when I was a kid, I loved obviously NES and I loved Game Boy, obviously. And I found that. I've got something else for Game Boy. Before I show you these, I'll just show you this that I found when I was up there. Do you remember this? What we call Newbie?
No, I don't. What's that?
Well, this is like, I don't know why it wasn't branded Nintendo, but this was like for like accessory, like an accessory pack. I used to keep all my stuff in here, like, this is going to fall out because it's not in the right.
Oh, of course, yeah, the magnifier.
Yeah, Newbie. So that's Newbie as well. It's like that's a light. So like if I was in the car going home in a journey in the back of the car, you could have a little lamp thing that would like light up the screen. It was crap, but this is pretty. This is one of those magnifying glasses that I'm sure I broke this. See, it's broken. The hang on, you can't see. So sorry, fellas. That's broken there, but you strapped it on here, and then you could just make the screen bigger or whatever magnifying glass thing there.
Did it actually work though? What did it work? Or you're like,
right? Yeah, it did work for what it was, but
I might use it when I read the comments.
And then this thing here.
Yeah.
What was that? Sorry, what did you say?
I said I might use it when I read the comments. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah,
yeah.
We're
all getting older. That's a power socket thing for a Game Boy. I think that's broken but this is a rechargeable battery pack for the. You have to put 4 batteries in, 4 AA's.
Yeah.
Well, that's in the back.
Were you mad on Game Boy as a kid, Nick? Were you mad on it?
But the thing is, that doesn't work no more. But I just kept it because it's just
nice to have. Yeah, collection of it.
So I know our Si was a big fan of Game Boy. I know my mum was Tetris. My mum loved Tetris. But were you like a Game Boy fan?
Well, when I was a kid, I loved it. I loved Game Boy. I loved NES. The thing with NES was, right, all my mates when I was at school, last year in primary school, 92, they all sold their NESs and they got SNESs. And I never got a SNES. I got a SNES when I was 20, when I was at uni. When I went to like a secondhand shop, I always wanted a SNES. And everyone had Super Mario World and they had like Donkey Kong Country. And I only had a NES, man. And then we got a PC. So that kind of like, tick the box for getting better graphics and stuff. But I embraced the NES because the games did get better with NES. They made the graphics better, even though they were nowhere near as good as 16-bit, whatever it was. The SNES was 16. I think it was 8-bit, wasn't it? The NES.
So that's the thing. Tez goes mad about the Spectrum. We had it. But my nostalgia memories from game, it wasn't a Nintendo, was the Super NES. Do you know what I mean? It was all those games. I remember Tez doing a stream once, his computer streams, and one night he decided not to do Spectrum, and did the Nintendo, and I was more like, oh my life, I remember this and I remember that. It's funny that, isn't it? Even though the Spectrum is older, that's where I got my nostalgia from, was that. So
we had the Acorn Soft as well, but the Acorn.
Yeah.
Didn't have any other computer before that. Then we had obviously a NES in our house, but Acorn, they had a game called Hopper, which was just, what's it called? Leaper.
I used to get the Acorn and the Commodore mixed up a lot because they were quite alike, weren't they?
It was just a knockoff of that frog. I think it's called Leap Man or Leaper, the frog jumping. Anyway, so I'll show you the front cover of some of these. These are just they're not in any order. I think they're in the wrong order. That's 1993, that one. So it was Club Nintendo magazine. I used to love that magazine, but they're all SNES games on the front of that. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that one. Super Mario 3.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Bloody hell, Volume 3, 1991. Wow.
91.
Yeah.
What's that? 35 years?
I mean, that was a good game on the NES. Turtles 2 was the arcade game, the really good, like, what was it? The kind of like Double Dragon, that game. What do you call those games when they're going across the street in the fight?
Like multiplayer, aren't they? I remember that. Was that the Turtles one where it was a 4-player sit down and you could be one of all 4 turtles? It was played like Double Dragon. You could move around but in Blackpool we had a 4-seater of it, a bit like the Simpsons game was.
It was an exact clone, like the Simpsons game. It was a clone of the arcade, but not the graphics. Obviously, they dumbed down the graphics, but that was really good. Turtles 2. I never got the first Turtles on the NES. That was a completely different kind of game. Then I don't know what that one was. That was probably one of the first issues I got. 1991 again. And then Gauntlet 2. I never got that game, but I just remember it from the front cover of the magazine. What else have we got here? Bloody hell, where's the front cover of this one?
It's funny that what G-Pulse said. There's a lot of lads we've had on Tub Thumpers that keep magazines, that keep old film magazines and computer game magazines and so forth. Yeah, I find that fascinating.
I don't have any magazines or anything from my childhood, youth, whatever. Only these. I don't know why.
One of those.
I keep hold of them. A lot of stuff just gets thrown away. It's so easy. For
I can't throw anything,
bin stuff in it, you know what I mean?
I can't throw receipts or postcards. Honestly, I've even still got all my mix mags when I still got raving as a kid. I've still got my mix mag magazines, and I can't throw anything.
Have you still got that box full of rave flyers? I remember you going to all those.
Every rave flyer from, I think it was from 88 to 96. Everywhere I went, picked up thousands of flyers, still got them.
Still got them all, Si.
Can't throw anything. I literally can't throw anything. I'm weird.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, honestly, that's so well. I had the same batteries in for 6 months and still not run out, and it played loads. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this. I had to say, I didn't want to go in this box. I wanted it to be a surprise, but look at that.
Yeah,
that was,
brilliant.
What year is that, Nick?
That was, look at this. He revealed the episode 1 battle droid. So that must have been pre
97, 98, around there then. Must have been.
It must say on the front. And look at that. It's got a rip there. Maybe that's where they would have told you what date the magazine was, man.
That's for roaches using your teens.
Hey, only one. Where do you think your love of Star Wars came from? What is it about this franchise that made you go, this is just the greatest?
Oh, that's so easy to answer, man. Watching the film as a kid, because we had it recorded on VHS, and then the figures in it. I mean, it's such a great film.
On it. Yeah, it was.
Exactly. Yeah. Great film, great memories of watching that and being really. I watched a lot of stuff as a kid, but that was just one of my favorite things to watch. If it was like, holiday or something where
we really are lucky, weren't we, to grow up with it the way we did, because it was. But you look forward to little things like the Muppet Show when Mark Hamill was on that, or when you'd watch Terry Wogan and Carrie Fisher'd be on it. You know, you remember back then it was like
they felt special, didn't they? Then back then, Hollywood felt like a magical place, and they were all dead special people. And
the only time you saw on something like that, it's like if you could pick up Twitter and see Mark Hamill calling everybody
with his pants falling down.
With his pants falling down, yeah. But yeah, it was. I suppose that's where the love come from, innit? I just find it funny because there was so much back then. You know, every franchise we can think of, but it was Star Wars that stuck with most of us, wasn't it? As that the main one, if you will. You know,
my clearest memories of the figures were, I don't know what it was about 3PO and R2. Maybe it's the black metal on them, the fact they shine. You know?
Yeah,
I remember seeing them in the shop and just loving
it. That C-3PO figure, we've seen it the other night. Funny enough, talking about it, was a fantastic figure, wasn't it? Yeah. It really was. You're right. I think we just did the golden light because, you know, you could watch Star Wars, then you could play it for hours and hours. And even as a kid, because there were so many accessories and vehicles and different figures, you could have proper good Star Wars games, couldn't you? In the back garden, if it snowed, if it was half, your Christmas tree was always Endor. You did for years. I loved it all. Fantastic.
I think that's why our figures were battered, weren't they? Because we proper played with these. Yeah. These were the things for us. Oh, someone else is coming to see you. Mr. Lemay. Well, he's got. I'll do a bit of shameless plug for Andy tomorrow. So tomorrow night, Andy's got Jeff Jacobs, interview with Jeff Jacobs on tomorrow. You know, the guy that's just sold all these Star Wars boxes.
Jeff Jacobs, my God.
So Andy's
God, how much money has he made from doing it? Bloody hell, man. Wow.
So what's he done? Did he have a big collection of something? And
he had the collection. Do you not think, Nick? I mean, it was ridiculous.
He was I don't know what to describe. The collection's amazing, man.
Yeah.
And so anyway,
he must have so much money to get all that stuff in the first instance, and now he must be minted again.
Oh yeah, you see his house and you see where he keeps it all. You can tell there, can't you? He's got.
The only problem with him was that first video, the tour he did in so-called Jeff's museum. You know, when he takes you down the stairs and goes into his basement, and then he shut that off. The way the setup was incredible. Big inspiration.
He made it all himself, didn't he? He's a carpenter in it, something. He made it all himself, and it's a good. So anyway,
me being a variant hunter, he's undoubtedly an inspiration for me doing that. You know.
Oh, watch this guy. I'll check him out. Yeah.
Well, he's on Andy's
videos.
tomorrow. So Ali Chronicles tomorrow. Just do a bit of shameless plug. Well, we love our Andy. Andy's got an interview with him tomorrow night. So it's 9:30 Eastern time. So that's what 1:30, I think, for you lads.
Yeah. 1:30 in the morning for us. Yeah.
You will be blown away. I don't know what his latest house was like because he did another tour of his house after the one I'm talking about. But it's incredible when he takes you in there and you see how much stuff he had. So many different variants, rare stuff, everything, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It's got like an air hockey table in there as well and a pool table or something, man.
It's something we're all interested in. I've spoke about this loads of times, Nick, and our site. I'm fascinated by other people's collections and other people's, what they collect. And even if it's things I don't collect, I like watching them and I like the passion that comes out of people and how they do it. But, I remember yours. I think you've got rid of them now, Nick. You put those vintage collections on those big tubs. I thought that was a great idea.
Oh man, if I had a bigger room, I would. I've still got them. They're in the garage, man. I've not chucked them away or anything because it was a good idea, but it didn't work in that room. That's a box room where I keep my cars.
I just thought it looked perfect. I thought, what a great idea to do that. But that's the thing, when you watch people's videos or you get to meet people in our communities, you find ideas and inspirations off loads of people, don't you?
Yeah, necessity is the mother of invention. I just needed more wall space, but I swear to God, it would work, as I say, and repeat myself, in a bigger room. And one day, if that ever happens, I will use them again somehow. Maybe. Yeah,
great idea. I think the first page we made was quite a few million, didn't he? We totally look forward to that interview. Yeah, it would be really, really good. So Jeff Jacob, in my eyes, that's the best collection going.
He had everything graded as well, obviously. And one of the reasons he did that, I mean, he said he just wanted, when he passes away or whatever, so his wife wouldn't get fleeced on what he had.
Makes sense in a way, doesn't it? Really, but because he can't be, he's about the same. He must be in his 40s, late 40s. He's not that old, is he? But
no, I don't know what he is now, but he's that first video or the first few videos. Again, they were filmed in portrait, though, man.
They were. I remember. I remember them.
What a shame. You wanted a little bit of landscape filmage for that, but still, you get the idea.
JT says, I was thinking the other day that 3.75 figures were so great because of the vehicles and play sets compared to the 12-inch figures where vehicles were huge and they took up too much room. Is that what made you stick with 3 3/4 inch? Nick?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just having a look at compared to 6-inch figures. Oh, yeah, but undoubtedly, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The thing is, right, when they started bringing out 6-inch, I just thought, well, why would I buy everything again? I've got it all in that scale. Stick with it,
Yeah.
I thought they were mad, all the people buying 6-inch.
I did. And now I've got about 5 or 6 massive tubs just full of loose Star Wars figures, 3 3/4 inch, because I've got nowhere to stick them as well. But
I nearly got into it, Shabby. I nearly got into it because we didn't have any 3 3/4 inch at one point. All we could get was I got loads of Black Series things, but I've sold it all now. But
See, I was the same as everybody else at the start, though, mate. I was like, I'm not getting into these. Star Wars should always be 3 3/4 inch. And I'm saying to the ZSR lads and our side, well, you know what I mean? I'll give it a go. And then I just got hooked on them. I really did. But yeah, it's not, I would say, if I had a choice and if I had to start all over again, I do like Black Series, but Star Wars should always be 3.75 because of the vehicles and the play sets and all that. It should be. So.
But speaking of 6-inch, I've got other stuff here. I've got I haven't opened it and I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I loved, I don't watch it anymore, but I loved wrestling in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right up to the Attitude Era. And then I kind of stopped. So
it was great era that for wrestling, wasn't it? Big Boss Man, Legion of Doom, Ultimate Warrior.
I did it last year. So I watched the 1990 Royal Rumble on YouTube. Right, I wasn't looking for it. I was, when YouTube just suggests videos and it comes up, and I thought I'll watch 10 minutes of it. Watched the whole lot. Absolutely loved it. Ric Flair won it, but what is it? British Bulldog is a big fan of British Bulldog, and he lasted 44 minutes. I thought this is awesome. Wow, look at that! I never knew that.
So nice to look at in the packaging. I really wanted to open. I wanted to get my favorite wrestlers from that era and open them and put them in a Detolf shelf or something. Put them on a Detolf shelf or something like that. But I don't know, man. I just haven't got the space for it all, man. I just want to just keep it to Star Wars, really, because then I'll have stuff everywhere. But
I'd never would have thought you'd pull out that.
They're really nice, well made.
Yeah, nice to pick up though. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I've got one for Hogan, Hollywood Hogan. I've got one for Bret Hart as well. So he was one of my favorites as a kid.
Yeah, brilliant. I love them glasses.
So great. Such a great wrestler.
It is sad that you hear about all these wrestlers dying early, don't you? It's
Goldberg. You have quite tragic lives, don't they? Yeah, Goldberg.
He was awesome. Really good. Who else have I got? I've got did I show you him, Andre the Giant? I picked that up.
No. Look at that.
Again, I went to Wrexham the other week, and then I walked into what's it called? Bloody Smith's. And on the shelf they had Booker T from this era. Sorry, not that era. From the WCW era. And he was holding the television belt, but I nearly got it just because I thought, well, I didn't get it, man, because I'm contemplating getting rid of all this. I got it, but it's doing nothing at the minute. It's like, as I say, this is Tub Thumpers. This is just in a cupboard, you know. It's not doing anything. So
that's surprised you pulled them
Smith's
out.
literally, Smith's is a 4-minute walk from my house, a really big one. So if I see that Booker T figure, I'll pick it up for you.
Sorry, get your Booker T.
Go back to Wrexham.
That's how I'll pick it up for you.
Around it. There's some near me, don't worry. But the thing is, right, I don't know, man. Oh.
It's funny because there's so many of them. The only person I can think of off the top of my head, and if I got somebody, is G-Force. G-Force collects all the wrestling figures and has a big wrestling thing.
You know, the thing that worries me is when you go in places like that and they've got tons of wrestling figures and there's nothing Star Wars.
Yeah.
It tells you, man, it's dead, isn't it? The franchise.
Rows and rows and rows of wrestlers always. That's one thing, you know. Yeah,
it shouldn't be like that. It should be like something that's still up there. Because it still is a famous, well-loved franchise, whatever. But I tell you what, man, it's dying on its arse, isn't it, man?
Yeah. It's when you see things like that.
He has the WWE Hollywood Andre the Giant Bionic Bigfoot $6 million man figures. They are. Yeah.
Andre the Giant was great when he was absolutely amazing. And unbeatable. Obviously, Hogan, he put Hogan over. You know, he let Hogan slam him and Hogan beat him. Although they'd wrestled before, you know, the history between those two. But that was it. WrestleMania 3 was when that was the final showdown.
But in the way they were like super hit because we were only kids. So you're watching these huge blokes, you know what I mean? And like I said, after years go by and you find out it's not real or not. But we loved it as a kid, didn't we? He's massive.
That's why I got into wrestling via the figures. I hadn't even seen it on the telly. And I went into a shop and I saw Hulk Hogan swinging on a peg. And I thought, I loved the name. I thought, Hulk Hogan, wow. And he looked cool, ripping his shirt. And the figure was there with Hulk rules on it. Hadn't even watched the show. I hadn't even seen a wrestling match in my life, man. But it's just that was the thing. The toys pulled you into that, man.
Yeah. But in a way, JT's right because me and Si are Blackpool lads, so there was always wrestling on it. Like Giant Haystacks.
Well, I remember it's like Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks, weren't they? I remember Giant Haystacks being on a talk show years back, and the presenter was asking him like loads of wrestling. I think it was Michael Parkinson. I can't remember. Anyway, Giant Haystacks said, "I'll show you a move." And he picked this guy up like he was a rag doll and just proper slammed him, He didn't like him, obviously. And this presenter's like, all creased up on the floor going, oh, good move and everything. I'll never forget that. He proper slammed him.
Sorry, G-Force. Sorry. I've ever been defeated, G-Force. Like, what do you mean, not real?
There's another one there. I got that from
I had him Berry's favourite in it, Ultimate Scotty's favourite, Ultimate Warrior.
Mine was always the same as Gap. British Bulldog, loved him.
He had something about him. He really did. Because as a kid, he was amazing. But then you learn a bit more about how technically inept he was in the ring and stuff. And people mention Andre the Giant. He didn't like Andre the Giant. Did not like the Ultimate Warrior because he was just so selfish in the ring and stuff like that. And
it's funny though, isn't it? Jumpy says wrestling for me was Dickie Davis, a World of Sport Saturday afternoon. Yeah, you agree with that, Dickie Davis?
I won't say anything in case nobody's seen it, but if you've ever saw the interview with Jake the Snake Roberts on Joe Rogan,
oh wow!
And some of the stories he tells on Andre the Giant are just incredible. Yeah. I won't mention anything if you've not seen it, but if you love wrestling, I would watch that podcast from last year. It was amazing.
Yeah. They all have good behind the scenes stories, don't they? Most wrestlers, they have DTM
says that he is amazing. Jake the Snake Roberts, really great. Yeah. Obviously couldn't control his demons, but he was a very intelligent guy.
Yeah, and he said everybody was just terrified of Andre the Giant. They were just terrified. Whatever he said you were doing, you were doing. Yeah.
Nobody could mess around with him because they just physically couldn't, you know.
No.
Squash you, you know what I mean?
DTM says, I've had the idea of getting some 80s, 90s wrestlers. I got Hulk Hogan and never picked anyone. So you went, that'll do for me.
I can only collect the Becky Lynch figures.
Sure, yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah, Shawn Michaels.
He was good.
Giant A stacks, yeah, good times. Look at all the lads remembering. This is Shirley Crabtree, you're right?
Yeah,
that was his name. Yeah.
See, the thing about Shawn Michaels is when you analyze wrestling on a technical level, he's someone who he took bumps and he fell to the ground. He put his body on the line, you know.
Yeah,
for the sake of entertainment or whatever you want to call it, you know. But it's just all about
Big Daddy was like the world's hardest man when you were a kid, wasn't he? The world's hardest man, Big Daddy. No one could beat him.
It's funny, though. He just looked like your local bloke in a pub, didn't he? But we were like, he's awesome.
You see, I don't know, and I've heard of Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks. I think it's a little bit, again, it's before my time, so I can't really relate to.
Nicole says, you guys are talking about my childhood, good memories of watching wrestling with my dad. Loved the Hulk, Andre the Giant, Randy. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was awesome. Just, again, that time, wasn't it? I mean, I don't think. Do you ever think wrestling will get like it did in the 90s? I don't think it will. It was like late 80s.
It's still good now. If wrestling's on now and I watch it and there's like a little bit of drama that they do before the adverts, I have to stay and watch what happens after. Even though I know it's like a soap and stuff, I think it's still entertaining. Like what Nick says, he wouldn't have a giant wall full of wrestling figures if it wasn't. Do you know what I mean?
No, exactly.
Yeah. Brutus the Barber PK.
It's nice to see that nostalgia still sells us. All these old characters are still on those pegs, man. So even the younger generation is still interested, you know. So, you know,
it's funny as well. All the chat picked up their own. Everyone's got different characters that they all loved. Again, lightning in a bottle, wasn't it? All these characters coming at one time, and everybody loved them. So, right, Nick, what's next?
Yeah, I've got some stuff in my hand here. I should have showed you this earlier. I'll do it in batches because I've got them all in this. Container here. These are all NES games. They're in no particular order, but I'll just sort of show you a few of the titles. I'll pull out something of interest.
Oh, Paperboy, mate.
That one does not work. Oh God, hang on. Am I still live?
Yeah, yeah.
I minimized my bloody screen. Sorry. I got that one in America in Sayville, which is not far from. Is it in Long Island, Sayville?
Oh, look at that.
But stupidly, it's obviously not PAL, is it? So it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, back in them days, yeah.
Forget that. But I've got loads of other interesting ones. Yeah, what else have I got here? Oh, this is a great game. Hang on. This is a brilliant game, actually. Mike Tyson's Punch Out, mate.
Oh yeah, it was great game. Yeah.
He walked. You know what I mean? Up like that.
I love the sleeves you got for it as well. Look at that.
Yeah.
Some of them had Nintendo one. Oh yeah, here's one. Some of them had Nintendo one, and some of them didn't. Oh yeah, Star Wars. Aye, that was a great game.
Yeah,
the first one. Yeah, I love the way
you've been playing the recent ones, like Outlaws and all them. Have you been playing that?
Man, I don't. No,
I haven't.
Last time I ever played the game was like when I was in my 20s playing PS2.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, you know what I mean? What else is here? Oh, look at these ones here that you got. Track and Field 2, that was a good one. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Track and Field, light in the middle.
Really
the old lighter trick.
Really good. And then RoboCop and Terminator 2 here. Bloody hell, that's a bit dusty, that one. Hang on. You see, these were games I got when the NES was dying. It was like no one was, people were getting SNESes and stuff. So you could get these dead places like Rumbelows and places like that, man.
Rumbelows, brilliant.
And then, of course, the classics. Mario and Duck Hunt. That was brilliant.
Yeah, Duck Hunt. Brilliant. Still got the gun here for Duck Hunt.
Does it make you pulling these out, though? Does it ever make you want to go out and get a new console and play all these old games again? Or, not bothered?
I've got my NES, my original NES, but it's so twitchy now.
Yeah.
It takes forever to get it to work.
Yeah.
And it'll, if you say bang the floor or something that it's on, it would just glitch and crash. Very sensitive.
I tell you what, mate, I'm loving this Tub Thumpers tonight. I never would expect to have the stuff you've pulled out. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
You've got loads of stuff there. What else?
Running on that big pad for track and field, burned calories. Yeah.
A lot of people got rid of their VHSs and stuff, but I've got a lot of.
No, I kept them, man.
I've got loads of. I wasn't going to bring them down because I've got a whole load of them, and they're just all upstairs on a bookcase. But I thought I'd bring these two down. This is just these two guys, absolute legends from
Swing Your Pants.
Yeah, I met these guys in real life as well. I used
to love Trevor and Simon. They were piss funny.
I used to work in TV as a runner, and a production, kind of almost like a researcher as well, freelance, in my early 20s. And on a few jobs I did, I met these guys. You know those shows when you've got talking heads type thing, when they greatest TV moments, and they have celebrities talking about. Oh, do you remember that bit in It's a Royal Knockout or whatever? They talk about TV things. These guys did a lot of shows like that, and I met them. My job was to meet them, get them a coffee, and we'd film them in a hotel room, and they'd talk about stuff. One of the things I remember Trev and Simon talking about was, oh my God, the Star Wars Christmas special. They talked about that. That was so funny because they were just naturally really funny guys, and they bounced off each other. They're just underrated comedians.
You know what? I have not thought of Trevor and Simon since they were big. I couldn't even remember until you said Trevor and Simon. Then I thought, my word, look at this is here. Trevor and Simon, we don't do duvets.
Exactly.
They were brilliant.
Swing your pants.
Swing your pants. We used to just that folk band.
When was the last time? When was the last time you heard though of Trevor and Simon? When was the last time you saw anything of them?
I'm Facebook friends with both of them.
Yeah.
Follow them on there.
Nick, when we get this big party going, you'll have to invite them to the party and tell them to. You'll have to invite the backup singers.
Simon was part of the Oscars recently. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
they won an Oscar. Not an Oscar. What do you call it? British Academy Award. One of those.
A BAFTA.
A BAFTA. Forgive me, I can't remember the details of it, but he was part of it. It was, that charity where they have a cinema for really sick people, and they can. Is it inside hospitals? They have a cinema, a place that they can go and watch a film in comfort.
Right. Yeah.
Something to do with that. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't remember the full details of it now. But
Trevor and Simon.
Yeah. So that's the most recent Oscars.
That's a nostalgia. Ain't that bloody hell. Never even thought of them. Humour's a big thing though for you, isn't it? Because we all know you do your Alan Partridge, which is honestly it's superb. It is superb. Do you know what I mean? But I always love that. I always ones for them as well, like the Fast Show, Father Ted, Shooting Stars, Alan Partridge.
But the thing is, Trevor and Simon were always legitimized because my dad found them funny, you know what I mean? And if he was laughing at something on the telly, then we thought, well, bloody hell, it must be good then, you know what I mean? He's,
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story about Shooting Stars. So my missus could not get her head around it at all. Because I used to sit there, honestly, I'll sit there and I'll be creasing. And Jen will be like, this, she just didn't get it. She'd never, nothing about it from the club.
The other stuff they did, the Smell of Reeves and Mortimer and all that stuff, because that could go over the head of
just couldn't get it. She just didn't get our humor at all in that sort of circumstance.
They are so weird though, aren't they, man?
Stupid, brilliant.
Because they'll ask a question on Shooting Stars, like, what part of the leg am I thinking of? And he'd go the knee, and he'd go, oh, the shin, so close. And I'd be in stitchy. I'd laugh, and my missus would just be like, what?
The thing is, I mean, early 90s, Mark, you was at Performing Arts, I was at Art College, all this stuff just sinked in, do you know what I mean? I loved all that sort of stupid stuff, and went hand in hand.
They never swore either, did they? They never did any bad language or anything like that. They were really amazing.
They were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant.
Is there something funny about a couple of fellas wearing bananas, like? Remember that?
Yeah. He was superb though. I think that was Alan Partridge's best when he was in that motel and he stayed in that motel. They were I can't think of one episode that didn't make me laugh my head. Big plate, I'll always remember the big plate where he brought his big plate instead of the small standard ones.
One of the best ever Partridges was the Radio 4, the Knowing Me, Knowing You, the chat show he had on BBC Two. Well, it's almost like the pilot of that when he did it on Radio 4. That was probably the very best written Alan Partridge, the original. Was amazing.
He was never big over here. Steve Coogan's been big with his movies, but Alan Partridge never made it big over here. No. It was. I've never seen anything
get it really, would they?
No, I don't think they would. So Alan Parsons Project says G4s. Nick on music, PGM support act, and Trevor and Simon swinging 3 pants. Going to be an epic party. They are. Nick's Alan Partridge impressions piss me. Yeah, they're just brilliant. They're brilliant. It's the way you do it though, because you'll be talking and you just
Sack
jump
Pat. I
straight
love
into
that.
it.
No, it's not. It's Sack Lynn. for being disloyal.
Monkey Trousers is very funny. Yeah. I used to like Uncle Charlie. Do you remember Uncle Charlie? He's
Oh
brilliant.
yeah.
Uncle
Uncle
Preacher.
Preacher.
Yeah, here we
Can't
go,
get
man.
boost, baby.
Read the small print and you Connie Fact. Yeah. Anything else to show, Nick, while we're here?
Let's have a little look around here. What else? Yeah. We touched on. Oh yeah, I've got a few ukuleles. I mean, this one was hand drawn by a mate of mine.
So how long have you been playing that for?
Drew that with a Sharpie.
Man,
Ukulele, a little bit more recent. I started learning the ukulele in about 2004. I'd already learned the guitar, so it was quite easy to pick it up. But my mate hand drew that with a Sharpie. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's
Amazing.
really cool.
He was doodling at a party one night, and I said to him, "Yeah, can you do that on a ukulele?" And he did. Did that
Really good.
And then there's another one there. That's like Ron John Surf Shop. That one there.
yeah.
That one? So I've got a little bit of a collection of them, should we say?
John Search Shop.
I found this as well, right? You know, back in the 80s or whenever. I got this in the 90s, actually. I think I might have got this 1991, maybe 92 at the latest. But Pirates of the Caribbean in Florida, on the way out of the ride, they had like merchandise, obviously, you know, and exit through the gift shop as it always is. Yeah. And I got this gun. But do you remember the days when you could get a gun that didn't have that bloody pink thing on the end of it?
Orange,
back in the good old days before they. Oh man! So that's like in this day and age, you'd never be able to buy a gun looking like that in the theme park. But so it's got like a metal barrel thing here. That's all metal, and I've never used this with caps, but I'm sure you could put a paper cap in there. And hang on, let me just show you the action. There you go. Does that?
You're a big fan. You're a big fan of the parks, aren't you? The Disney parks.
Yeah, absolutely. I love like my park history, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I've always loved like the Disney parks. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's like a treasure trove of discussion to go into there. But yeah, absolutely, man. Love it.
So Des T said you've got to give us a rendition on one of those ukuleles while we've got you.
Got any requests? As my dad would say, do you know the street right? There's another. That's a drinks container. That's like the Miss Tilly from Typhoon Lagoon.
Wow,
pretty cool.
How'd you get your drink in that?
Well, yeah, let's have a look and see.
Big straw size.
I just got this because that looks so cool. That man,
it does.
Yeah, it's got. You can see the weather in there.
Yeah.
I think I took the straw out the top because that made it not look like a ship anymore. But yeah, how'd you do it? Hang on a minute. Yeah, there you go.
How bad is it?
And then I got this. I went to Trader Sam's, which is like a pub. It's like what's it called? Trader Sam's Grog Grotto at the Polynesian. Yeah. And I got myself when you get, I can't remember the name of the cocktail now, but it was a rum.
20,000 Leagues.
Yeah, it's a
Captain Nemo's, isn't it? Yeah,
it's a tiki mug.
Scuba Pete's got the same one.
Mugs. What's that? Sorry, Shabby.
Scuba's got the same one.
Has he?
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to go last time I went and get myself a tiki mug from Trader Sam's, but then when I saw they were doing this, I had to get that because that is your Disney history. That I don't know if you've seen.
It sure is. Yeah, I love that movie.
It's amazing. Great film. That.
Yeah.
Des says any Beatles song you want to do on your ukulele, you can do it.
Oh yeah, hang on. I've got one.
You settled inside. You settled in.
Awesome. See if I can remember the words to this. Hang on. Oh Jesus, that's well out of tune. Sorry, hang on. Here we go. Do you remember they were pallet boys? They were starting out and learned their craft. Then suddenly Emperor Palpatine, he was thrown down the Death Star shaft. Oh, ZSR, they really are our good friends. Oh, ZSR, they really are our good friends.
Brilliant. This has been brilliant. I love this. This has been so good. This is so good. Let's have a look. I think it was because it was a modern looking Gundino. Yeah, you're not going to do it for ours, are they? 20,000 Leagues was probably my first Disney record book. There you go.
Wow, yeah.
So,
Did I say 10,000 Leagues before? How embarrassing, man.
20,000, yeah. Don't matter.
20,000 Leagues, yeah.
And on Shabby's, I don't think I've got anything right ever. So don't worry about that. Oh,
he's like a proper, I hadn't seen it until 2020. I'd obviously heard about it for years, 20,000 Leagues. Yeah, I'd been on the ride in the 90s and stuff like that. I knew what the Nautilus was, but I'd never seen the film. But he's such an interesting character. He's like as they say, an anti-hero, you know?
Yeah. I like the old style movies as well. I mean, timeless classics. And going back to Star Wars, that's what I think where our love from them films come from. We're watching a 1977 movie now, same as 20,000 Leagues. I just don't think the sequels, when they because a lot of people say, oh, in 10, 20 years, people will like them. I don't think they will. I think they're stuck in this time gap. I never know that was what it was like in, what, 2019 or whatever.
People's gripes of the prequels, they weren't the same gripes as...
No.
Gripes for the sequels, were they? It was more.
And if you think about it, the internet wasn't really that big. So the only gripes, really, I think, just my opinion, that came from the prequels was media. Also, I didn't mind Jar Jar Binks. I didn't mind I thought it was all right. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't so.
Like I said, for me, with Jar Jar Binks, it was more. I was more amazed at what I was looking at than I was listening to this character. And when everybody said all this about him after, he was annoying, he was stupid. I didn't see any of that because, like Gollum in Lord of the Rings, I was amazed that I was watching a CGI full character the first time on screen. Like, look at this thing. It blew me away. So I've always loved Jar Jar Binks for that.
My issue at the time, I didn't really at the time like Attack of the Clones, but when I saw Revenge of the Sith, everything kind of fitted into place then, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I couldn't get my head around certain things that were going on in Attack of the Clones.
Is Revenge of the Sith out, and is it out on the cinema next month for you? Is for us. Revenge of the Sith.
Hopefully I'll go and watch that.
Do you know it's really funny because I've said it before a few times. I went to see Return of the Jedi year before, and then obviously Phantom Menace last year. That this year, audience was already packed. Always, every time a vintage Star Wars on, it's heaving in there. And I haven't seen a cinema like that since I was a kid. You know, like everybody's having a proper good time and everyone's enjoying it. It's refreshing. That it really is. You know, when you walk into a movie like that. And everybody's loving it. And the funniest thing is, it's like I said, it's not just lads our age. It's people taking the kids and the girlfriends that have never seen it. And everybody's loving it. We went to see Return of the Jedi last year, and we took my older son's girlfriend, and she's 18, bless, and she'd never seen Star Wars, doesn't know anything about it. So when we finished, and she came out, absolutely loved it, and I thought, this is what it's all about. So you try. This is it, though. You're trying to tell us that it's for a new audience and all that sort of stuff, where an 18-year-old in 2024 will go, that was awesome.
But isn't that funny that that's episodic? But he kind of wanted that, George. He wanted anyone to be able to just drop into it because you've got the title crawl at the beginning to explain what's happening, I guess. But the fact that she hadn't seen the other two, New Hope and Empire, that she still enjoyed Jedi.
Loved it. Yeah, loved
that's
it.
Amazing.
I mean, and she was, but it was refreshing that because all we hear is, it's for a new audience, or, we're all doing this and all doing that. And yet, some girl will watch a film from 1983 and think it's absolutely fun. That's what I mean by timeless classics. So the prequels were all over good. So the follow-up stuff, like the cartoon, just made it better. Some of the sequels was shy. Nothing can be done to make that crap better. It baffles me.
It's only my opinion, this, but I also thought Hayden Christensen really got his act together by the third one,
I like a
little bit whiny and stuff, wasn't he? He was quite young. You could tell he was only, I think he's a year older than me. He must have been about 20, 21, whatever he was, 22 maybe, when he did all that. But he was a bit pouty and petulant, but he was probably told to be like George, wasn't he? The direction wasn't necessarily the best.
No.
But I thought he was great in the other one. He was much better when he was dark and James Deany.
Brilliant. Loved him. And it's great seeing him back in all the stuff now, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's nice to see his face on there. Because I thought he did a good job.
He deserves more respect than he got on.
Definitely. Only One Kenobi. Are you still planning on attending Echo Live at the end of the season?
I definitely am now. I've got that Boba Fett to pick up Stuart Norris, man. But no, I'm definitely gonna go.
Yeah, you did.
I'm gonna go.
Let me ask you inside this, because you go to Echo quite a bit inside. You're going, aren't you, Simon, to Echo? And you're do you still get? I mean, you both like Star Wars, and you've collected it for years. Do you still get the same buzz going to Echo? Because Echo specifically is like 90% Star Wars in it. There's not much else there. So are you still finding stuff that you haven't had before, or you've not known of before when you go to Echo?
For me, at Echo, you always see something different at Echo. And if you have a love at Star Wars and you have a love of the Star Wars franchise, it's always a great day out. I don't buy vintage Star Wars. I've got all my vintage Star Wars from being a kid. So I'm a 3-carded vintage that I wanted back, I've bought back. Do you know what I mean? I've got them. Yeah. So I just like to go to meet up with everyone, to catch up with the good old friends, have a good drink. And just basically, Echo's just great for, if you love the Star Wars franchise, it's great, some of the things you're looking at. Because it's so vast and so different. There's everything from masks to custom made to models. To
I think it's the customs for me. I watch people's videos of Echo when they go, and a couple of recent Echoes, there's been a lot of custom stuff there, and I'm blown away by stuff like that. I'm like, that's amazing. Do you know what I mean? And I'm surprised, because usually with the Star Wars thing, and I'll ask you two, because obviously you two go to it and know a lot more about it than I do. I always thought there'd be a stigma towards the custom stuff there, because I know what it was like for repro and all that sort of stuff. Like, oh, you can't. But it seems to be embraced now, all the custom stuff. Would you agree?
I don't know, man. There's still like the 3D printers, like Ian Butler's going down there, and he's made some great stuff.
Right.
I suppose one could that's custom, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's brilliant. I'm looking forward to getting like. Last few times I've been, the stuff I really like to get is the stuff that's from the I don't know, the 2000s, like the Legacy collection stuff and 30th anniversary things and Saga collection from 2006. There's some great figures there, and there's so many that I can still get, and I've really filled my shopping basket last few times I've been.
And
that's not that expensive. You can get it for like way cheaper than you can get it for cheaper than you'd have to pay on eBay. Put it that way.
Let's have a look. I think the prequels could have been better if George let other people direct them. Well, that's a way of looking at it. He says, well, George was not an actor's director, really more of a technical director, but he knew what he wanted. Rhino says, anyone going to Star Wars Celebration in Tokyo? Are you going, Si, to the Tokyo one?
We were, but we've chosen Joe Fest instead. So it just got too expensive, Star Wars Celebration in Japan. It just got way too expensive. So I was like, we'll take the American route instead.
Wow, people like all the Aussie crew will be going to that, surely.
Yeah, I think.
Gary Moore's going, isn't he? And
Gary Moore's going. Yeah.
I think Chris Mira's going, isn't he? Or is he not? I'm not so sure.
I'm not sure. I know Mira's coming to Joe Fest. Chris Mira.
Joe Fest, that's what it is.
Coming to us. But anyway, there you have it. So that has been the Tubs of Only One Kenobi. Absolutely brilliant. I've loved every minute of this. It's been superb. What a great it's you in it. You know what I mean? You just
thanks for having me.
But before you go, do you believe in magic?
Do you believe in magic? Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, be prepared to be blown away. This is the part of the show where, I tell you what, last week, you've got a lot to do to beat last week's Si. But anyway, let me make you big, Si, and blows away with the magic of the mind.
Just got to get this level. There's a bloody table.
Right, okay.
Right. Magic this week is I have 2 balls. I'm going to place them right there. Oh, can you see them? There.
Right. We can see your 2 balls. Yeah, that sounds fun.
I have 3 cups like this.
Right.
Yeah, all 3 cups. Now with these cups, as you can see, proper cups, firm. I'll place them behind there, and I've obviously got a 3rd cup as well, which I'll place in the middle.
Right.
As you can see, there are 2 balls there. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll take 1 ball.
Yeah.
I'll put it on top of the middle, and I'll place the cup on the top.
Okay.
I'll place another ball on top of the middle, and place the cup on the top.
Right.
You realise there was no ball in the middle red. Get the
You've
magic
got a
wand.
magic wand. He's even got a magic wand. Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Oh, oh my life. Right. Okay. Right.
Got the magic wand.
Yeah. You got your magic wand.
I'll tap them. Both balls should have shot down to the bottom in the middle.
Ah, that's dodgy as hell, man. What happened with that camera movement there? Something happened there.
But that's magic, that. Pure magic.
No, that's magic.
Do it again.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
you see
do
it
it again.
again?
Do it again.
Camera
Yeah,
on
do it
those
again.
balls,
Do it again.
man.
No.
Camera on those
Yeah.
balls.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Look,
I'd like to do it again.
abracadabra.
But I've lost one of them. Oh, no, I haven't. I thought I lost my money ball. Right, you ready again? I'll set this up properly.
Yeah.
Let's get it set up properly.
Oh, where's
Two
Sutty?
balls. I'll put them on either side.
Yeah.
As you can see. As you can see. Right? 3 cups. All firm, nothing in them. Right?
Right, yeah.
Oh, hang on, lose some stuff. So I've got 3 cups. Yeah? As you can see by the cups, there's nothing in them or anything like that. Firm, can't get to the bottom. Nothing in the middle. Right? I'll take 1 cup, I'll place that in the middle. Right? Take the other 2 cups, place them behind the bowls. It's like, oh, not very good, this magic lark.
Oh, is that camera going to move again? Oh, God. This is so controversial.
Oh, this is superb. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Oh, 2 balls, 1 in front.
Right.
Right. Got it. Right.
Right. Right.
Take the 2 cups. Put them behind the 2 balls. Right.
Yeah.
I'll get 1 ball.
Oh, for God's sake. Sorry. Right.
I'll put it on top of the yellow.
Right.
And I'll put the cup on top. Get the other ball. Put it on top of the red.
Oh, brilliant.
And put the cup on the top. Wizzy, wizzy. That's kind of busy.
Wow. Where's that applause sound effect you had before, man?
Yeah, where's the applause?
Well, I think, let's just see. It's right here.
That was awesome. That was brilliant.
Can't believe you pulled a wand out. You pulled a wand out. BTR says, we all thought Paul Daniels was a magician. Then along came Sai. Evolution keeps moving.
Yeah, I love that tie-in with Wilder. That guy's been watching from the start.
That's true.
JD's like, that's just pure CGI. That's not real. Look at that.
Thank
Pure
you.
magic, says Gap. Pure magic. Gap's blown away. Cox is blown away by your wand. I can't believe you got a wand.
I've been sent it for the Magic Circle of Superiors.
Oh, is that what they do? It's like an award. That it's award.
I've been watching every week and they just said that magic is so incredible. We're going to have to send you a wand from Hogwarts. So
Look at this disbeliever here, and Nick and Sai. There's holes in the cup. There's holes.
There
in
is
the
no
cup.
holes
There's
in
holes.
these cups.
Jealous.
Oh, they're just jealous, aren't you? I agree. Red and yellow cup have holes. Look at G-Boss. I'm just jealous.
None of the cups have holes.
You
Look.
saw them. He showed you them.
Have you already seen
Look.
there's no look.
He said,
Yeah.
nice
I'll
and firm.
show you one more. I'll show you one more time.
This
It's
time,
really
that camera
boring.
better not move, though. Keep that camera
Right,
still.
watch this one more time. Right?
Wait a minute, right,
No
go
more
on.
technical glitches with the camera operation, please.
Remember, look, there's no holes in any of my cups.
You know what?
Right?
You can stick your wand.
We've got 2 bowls.
Yeah.
We'll put the bowls there, either side.
Right.
I've got 2 cups. I'll use these 2 cups so you can see them. Put them in front. Nothing is in the middle. So I'll get my 3rd cup, and that goes in the middle.
Right.
And now this is where the camera falls.
No, first bowl goes on top of the red.
Right.
Yellow cup.
Yes.
Got nothing there. Look.
Yeah.
Goes on top. Second bowl goes on top of the yellow cup.
Yeah.
Nothing to go through. On the
See?
top.
Right.
Yeah, go on. Wizzy. Let's get busy.
Wow. So there they are. No camera tricks there, Nick. No camera tricks.
I'm convinced now. Third time's the
It
charm.
was. It's just,
What's
it
this
was.
about?
Camera fell. That was it.
What's this about a third ball?
There's no first 2 balls.
Yellow has 2 balls in it. Have you
Tony
seen
Lemesma.
balls?
Tony Lemesma. Yeah.
Oh, look at him! Look at them all.
How supernatural, Ellen. It's not a lever then, is it? I love that.
You know, Nick, you give this is entertainment for free. This, yeah,
For free.
Let's see David Copperfield give his magic away for free. Side, you know, just ungrateful side.
Shazam.
The old moving camera trick, says our Gups.
Trick photography.
This reminds me from a scene from Willow. Static is pushing the balls to the floor. G-force! Can anyone hear that rumbling? That'll be Paul Daniels spinning in his grave. I agree. Mr. B, I'm impressed. I liked it.
Next week's trick is the 3 rings trick from the East. Is next week's trick.
Oh, we're bringing back the East next week. Is that what we're
the
doing?
The East is back next week, Mark, from Shao Kahn.
Yeah, that's right.
Reading FC have more ball control. I thought it was brilliant. Side. No words can describe it. Mrs. T's in fits of laughter. See,
but she's also astonished by what she's just seen. I don't really like to keep people up on a Wednesday night, not being able to sleep, thinking of the magic. Just be known it's magic. That's all you need to know.
Look at Gups, forget it. Let's just get back to the theory of evolution. Release the hush puppies. Brilliant. Si, can you do it with what? Tennis balls?
Tennis balls and buckets.
Buckets, yeah.
No. We've been to that trick, Si.
No, you see, David, it's pure. People thought it was a camera trick, but just because my computer fell, that's all.
Sutty, give him that wand. Absolutely brilliant. Shabby, I think you should have a panel of us come on and do magic tricks for Site A. Listen, well, I don't want to upset you though, because I've got you on with a what do they call top magician side?
Sorcerer Supreme.
Wow. I get you on with that. Do you know what I mean? You might think, you know. So I'll be right. If I were to wake up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I would not be as astounded as I am right now.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shazam.
Did your one choose you, Si, or was it blackmailed?
No, just got a pulse in the door, black box, gold letter written inside from the magic circle.
Oh, look at that.
Present.
Look at that. JT says, tune in next week, Nick, when Si attempts to make the Statue of Liberty disappear by waving his wand at it. Well, I can agree with that. Absolutely brilliant.
I believe in Si's magic because I've been I'm not far from Blackpool myself, and as a kid, very fond memories of going and seeing the shows, man, and the circus underneath the tower, or whatever.
That's what I mean.
In the summer, friend. You're welcome here anytime you want for a day out in the summer.
You know what, man? I'd love to pay you a visit because there's that shop, man. They've got a lot of Power of the Force 2 there, haven't they?
Yeah.
I'd love to see that, man. I'll have to get up there.
Yeah, collectibles. You do have a lot of Power of the Force.
Nick, there's a lot of magic in Blackpool. The amount of people that have brought the cars to Blackpool and the ties have disappeared. I mean, it's just don't know about during an XJT, but we can sure cause them. You know, Si, you just can't make a lot of people happy, can you, Si?
I get it, man. I get it. I get the astonishment. I get it.
And to think Copperfield could only make the Statue of Liberty disappear. He couldn't make his balls appear under a cup. Well, they are. No. See what I mean? And, you know, absolutely brilliant. Right, let's get to the end of this. So, Nick, what have we got coming up, buddy? Anything special?
I've got a few things. I mean, the most interesting thing I've got coming up, I've still got it sat down here. I was talking about this on Stuart's stream, but this thing here, I am going to open this. This cost a lot of money, but I'm going to open it because I really want these figures loose.
Oh, right, okay.
This is like so rare, this thing.
Yeah, why open it? Bloody hell.
Well, because I just really want that figure loose. That's XR Kun there, or XR Kun.
Let me just make you a little bit bigger.
Yeah, get it bigger.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
a guy who sadly passed away offered to give. He had 3 of these, and he offered after a live stream to gift myself and Forces with Jesse, and also a guy called Darth Phoenix 619, because he knew he didn't have long to live. He said he was going to gift us.
What a great story! Wow.
But he passed away before. I mean, it was very sad conversation, because like part really like, wow, because these were rare and expensive, but then the other half was like, that's awful, because he was just talking about the end, but it never happened. But I ended up getting my own, and it cost quite a lot of money. So, but I think I'm going to do it just because why the hell not, man? It's
do you know what, Nick? I'm an inbox collectible. Like I say with everybody's collections, you bought it. It belongs to you. You do what the hell you want with it, sunshine. Whatever
I'm
you
holding
want.
on those, in case I do find it
lose the echo, something like that.
No, I doubt I will, and I doubt I'll find it even in a battered condition online.
Yeah,
really. Yeah. I don't know, man.
But that's a nice story. I mean, yeah, it's not nice that the gentleman passed.
No,
it's a nice story to do that. That's awesome. Si, what have you got coming up? Anything, Si? You on anybody's streams? Anything? No? Yes?
No.
Well done, Si. Well done. What's an episode?
I've got to show you these. I also had this blue. I bought this in 2019 from the House of Blues in Florida, actually. And
Matt loves that. Zero Hunter Toys. He'd love that.
I love the blues. In fact, the blues. We talked about music before. The Blues Brothers were a massive influence to me. I started playing the drums. That's the first thing I ever played. The drums, not believe it or not, that was my first instrument. That was inspired, but their soundtrack, man, really inspired me musically. The Blues Brothers. I also have them as well. These are great. These Daleks are lovely.
Look at them. Yeah.
3 3/4 inch. What are they? Is that what's that brand called? What are they called again? TM DW. What's that stand for again?
DW. Is it Doctor Who? It stands for
DTM. Should know.
God, how embarrassing! Oh my god, I can't remember who made them. Not Master. What are they called? Somebody will know in the chat, won't they?
Yeah, that's what I thought DTM might know. He collects Doctor Who.
Sorry, I'm holding up the show now with this, but that's a lovely one. That from the Remembrance of the Daleks. I don't know anything about Doctor Who, but I do like them. I like Daleks quite a lot for whatever reason. Always been a fan of them.
What? Si doesn't have any stream bookings for his magic. No one can afford him. BTR.
Well, it's not that I actually do, but it's only for
Eagle Moth.
It's only the Illuminati.
Well done, DTM. Yeah, good lad.
John Lad Pulse turns around and says, "Make toys great again." I agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. That would be awesome. Like I said, all the new stuff's coming in. And he also turned around and he said something else too. There we go. Hey Alexa, play Mariah Carey's Fantasy. So
sweet fantasy.
Make Star Wars great again. Get rid of Kathleen Kennedy. Get rid of Kathleen. She's a terrible person. Worse than Crooked Hillary. Worse than Crooked Hillary. And,
brilliant. What could you do?
We were looking at the numbers like you wouldn't believe.
Right, so your Donald Trump's really good. Steve Coogan's really good. What other impressions can you do?
He does a great Shabby. Hey mate, you're right.
Yeah, I do Shabby occasionally. All right, mate. That's terrible.
Oh, brilliant.
What impressions can you do, Shabby?
I can do you. Just wham. Wizzy, whatever. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, we're gonna go because we've got CSR tomorrow. The CSR is on Matt's tomorrow, and I might do a room tour tomorrow night, but it's going to be American time, so it'll be about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for you English lads. But I might me and Si might get together and do a room tour. I've never done a room tour, and it's my 350th video tomorrow. And so I thought, you know what? I might just do that. Take some pictures and some videos of my room and show that around. So you don't have to stay up late tomorrow night and watch it. But if you want to watch the replay, you're more than welcome. But we are done. Like I said,
ZSR. I'm sorry to cut. Sorry, Shabby, cutting in. Who's hosting ZSR on Friday?
Tomorrow, Nicholas, we've got Matthew. 0 Hunter Toys is doing ZSR tomorrow. So we're on Matt's channel tomorrow, and he's got a game to play. So last time we did it with Matthew, he showed vintage Star Wars feet. And it was hard because the way he did it was he only showed the soles of the feet and he put a cardboard thing behind it. He had to guess. And me and our Des were on. And me and Des, considering we're Star Wars fans, I think we got one right. If that tomorrow he's doing hands. So Star Wars figures hands tomorrow. So you've got to guess which one. Oh, the other thing as well, me and you are together. We're competing against each other in Star Wars quiz, aren't we? Yeah.
Oh yes,
so
that's right.
round 2. There's me, you, Martin Long, so he'll come second. And who else? Who else was? I forgot the other fella that was on it, but yeah, so that'll be a good one. So
what date's that happening? I need to get that.
Not this Sunday. I think it's not next Sunday. Sunday after. So about 2 weeks that we're doing
right,
it.
Okay.
But that'll be awesome. But anyway, we are done. Nick, absolutely fantastic, mate. Absolutely.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you so much.
You've been brilliant. I've really enjoyed it. Right, Nick, say goodnight. We'll see you all tomorrow. See you later.
See you later, guys.